This is Bobby Murphy here with the Varsity Sports Show, live at Campo Verde High School for the HJCAC. This is Bobby Murphy here with the Varsity Sports Show, live at Campo
Welcome to tonight's HJCAC matchup of the Salt River Scorpions versus the Gila River Hawks. I'm Aaron Decker, and I'm with my broadcast partner, Bobby Murphy. The Hawks and Scorpions are meeting up for the second time this season. In the previous game, the Hawks came out on top 24-12. Bobby, who are some players that you're looking out for in this game?
I mean, on both sides, of course, you mentioned it earlier this season, the matchup between them. Low scoring affair, but for the Hawks, I mean, the main guy to look at for them, Jared Williams, their running back, he's an absolute workhorse for this team. So hard to tackle and so elusive with his size. And we've seen him in few games this year, even especially against Maricopa in a tough game for them. Jared Williams still getting those yards, still getting those big plays that he's able to make. And he's the one guy in this game that will make the biggest impact.
In the previous game for the Hawks, they lost 28 to nothing to the Papago Pumas. They gave up a kick return for a touchdown on the first play of the game and struggled to stop the run. Gave up 2 passing touchdowns to untouched receivers in the red zone. So they seem to maybe something to look out for in this game is to improve in the red zone game. You had an interview with Salt River Scorpions head coach Larry Davis. We'll head over that interview right now.
This is Bobby Murphy here with the Varsity Sports Show, live at Campo Verde High School for the HJCAC Game of the Week. I'm here with Salt River head coach Larry Davis. Coach Davis, what do you want to see from the Scorpions tonight to get the win against Gila River this time?
Well, Gila River being a really good football team, very sound and disciplined, we've got to execute. One of the things that we've struggled with all season is we do a lot of good things, but we don't do a lot of good things consistently. And so we got to put a well-rounded game together on all phases of the game, and we just got to finish plays. Offense got to figure out how to finish plays in the red zone.
Of course, in limiting turnovers, execution. What else do you want to see from the guys on both sides of the ball? Just more in the trench kind of way.
Yeah. Well, defensively, we want to create turnovers, right? We want to create turnovers. We want to get off the field. Ideally, what I would like is if we're not having a bunch of big play capabilities going on tonight offensively, what I would like is for us to control the time of possession, and give our defense time to rest. And I think if we can create turnovers, get the ball in the offense hands, put drives together, and win the battle defensively in third downs and get off the field, I think we'll be fine.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
You're very welcome. Thank y'all very much.
Great interview, Bobby. What were some takeaways that you feel going into this game that Davis tried to really hit on and some key points that they're going to focus on heading into this game?
Yeah, I mean, with both teams, especially for Coach Larry Davis, for his team, he wants to just limit the turnovers and play smart. He doesn't want a lot of penalties. That's something that they have struggled with a lot so far this year. So just limit the turnovers, limit the penalties, and just, of course, just play well in the trenches, and that's what he wants to see from his team today.
Absolutely. Well, we will be heading into kickoff here at 7 o'clock, so in just a couple minutes, we'll go to a quick commercial break and be right back with kickoff.
Hey listeners, it's Vince from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this Saturday as we broadcast live from the Arizona State Fair. It's been at the same location since 1905, and this year, the Varsity Sports Show will be there too. We'll also give you a double shot of funny with Ask Lucas and Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report. Start your weekend off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. Hello, friends. Vince DeLisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Nemiroff, and I'll be joining the Varsity Sports Show for the fall 2023 semester. Sports has always been my passion, and I'm looking forward to working with the team. Check out my Twitter for a variety of sports content at Aaron2Times.
Back to this broadcast of this matchup between the Salt River Scorpions and the Gila River Hawks. After the coin toss, will be the Scorpions receiving the ball, and they are set up for their return. The Hawks will be kicking off. Jace Hudson for the kickoff for the Hawks. Set to return is Ray Lucas for the Scorpions. My apology, Demarion Hayes. And the Salt River Scorpions will come out on offense here and see if they can get something started. We've seen some slow starts for both of these teams, so I think it's going to be vitally important that one of these teams, if they want to win, comes out with a hot start, get some touchdowns early, score early.
And as you mentioned earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, 24-12 in their last game. Both teams do have solid defenses. They have run into that powerhouse of Maricopa, both of them so far this year. But overall, their defenses have been playing pretty well, so this will be a hard-fought game, possible low-scoring game on both sides.
And Bobby, I'm interested to see how they do against the run game. Both of these teams have also struggled to stop the run, which gets them into inopportune red zone situations. The referee is here just setting up the ball, making sure they're all set before we get our first offensive play. Caleb Miller, quarterback for the Scorpions. And at running back is Ray Lucas.
And Ray Lucas, I mean, he's for his size, smaller guy, but with a good size on him, 5'8", 175. He's a guy who, not huge, but able to, those yards after contact for him, he's able to carry defenders with him and be elusiveness with his smaller stature, but solid size.
Absolutely. That, we've seen that a little bit where like that smaller size can be so important in these games, and that versatility, that quick juke ability of these players is really important in getting down the field. And it looks like we will be getting this game started with our first offensive play. 3 receivers to the right of Miller. Hand off to Lucas. Nice little gain there. Brought down after a few defenders were able to tackle him.
And for the Scorpions this game, of course, they will want to include Ray Lucas into the run game as well. But look to see him in the passing game a little bit. He has been able to get that screen game going for him. And with the passing game, they do have a pretty balanced offense, but Ray Lucas really is one of the main guys that they do run through in this offense.
And early in the game on the second play, about 2nd and 6, I want to say. Two receivers to his left and the right. Motions over his receiver. Hand off to Lucas. Nice little gain and brought down by a defender for the first down.
Great blocking there on the outside for the Scorpions, allowing Lucas to get outside the tackles and take that for a first down there.
And just like you were saying, just utilize Lucas as best you can and use some of that speed. And that'll be a Scorpions first down. And they are in Hawks territory.
And just almost a minute and a half into the game, Scorpions moving the ball pretty well so far. Of course, they did start off with good field possession, but able to move the ball for a first down there.
2 receivers to his left and his right. Motions. Receiver gets the ball and is brought down after a short little gain. Little trickery on that play that they tried to get going. Got a little bit of a gain, but probably not what they were looking for.
It looks like that was Tyshawn Mooney there on the kind of the end around run, but Mooney, who is listed as a running back, does play a little bit on the outside, but he is really one of the guys on this offense alongside Ray Lucas, who's able to do it all.
And it'll be about 2nd and 9. Just a 1-yard gain for the Scorpions. They break the huddle, head to the line of scrimmage. Again, 2 receivers to his left and his right. Caleb Miller at quarterback. Again, another motion from Tyshawn Mooney. Looks like a stoppage.
Number 73, offense.
And there's a penalty on that play that'll bring the Scorpions back. Motions his receiver over. Moves his right, and another flag. We'll see if the audio mic here works okay. False start on the offense, and that'll set them back 2 straight penalties for the Scorpions. Now what they're looking for, Bobby.
And as we talked about earlier, I mean, just limiting the penalties is obviously what they want to avoid. But we have seen in a few games for the Scorpions this year, the back-to-back penalties. That's not the first time with Salt River this year that we have seen back-to-back false starts or back-to-back offsides. They have had some trouble with that this year, and that's one thing that we talked about before the game that Coach Davis wants to clean up.
For sure, nothing stalls drives out more than consecutive penalties and penalties in general. The offense breaks from the huddle. 3 receivers to the quarterback's right. Takes the snap, bounces back, looks to his left, caught, and pushed out of bounds, and a flag is called. We've seen that a few times this season. Those sideline plays can get a lot of penalties called on players. It's going to look like an unnecessary roughness call. On the defense.
And that is just an undisciplined play there. No need for that late hit. Very much out of bounds there, and the Gila River defender just kind of throws him around there on a very late hit.
Well, and also on the same token, you just had 2 plays where the Scorpions went backwards because of penalties, and now you've caused a penalty that's put them back and given them a first down. The Scorpions set in their huddle. Just about 4 minutes into the game so far. Quarterback motions his running back behind him. Motions his receiver. Hands it off to Lucas. And Lucas is brought down after a little gain.
And on this first drive for the Scorpions, we talked about the balanced offense that they have. They have been implementing Miller's arm into the game a little bit, but it has been a lot of Lucas on the ground. And for them, I mean, that's what they will want to do in this game. Just control the clock, run the ball with Lucas, and the time possession. If they can control that, that'll be huge for the Scorpions.
Absolutely, and I think that was something last week we saw with the Hawks, which is that they really struggled. And this is kind of how what we saw last week was they struggled to stop the run, and then the opposing offense would get in the red zone and they would succeed. And it's kind of the same rhythm going on right now, unfortunately, for the Hawks defense. Second down for the Scorpions. 3 receivers to his left. Takes a snap. Pressured, runs to his left, and it looks like he'll be threw it out of bounds. Tipped by the defender.
I'm not even sure if Miller was trying to throw that away, but at first I thought he might have, but ball was almost intercepted there by a Hawk defender, and kind of interesting decision there by Caleb Miller to throw that ball.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting thrown out of bounds, and then like as it got closer to the defender, it looked like, oh, is this going to get intercepted?
Big 3rd and 6 here for the Scorpions, just approaching 5 minutes into this game.
Just like you said, 3rd and 6 for the offense. See if they can get a first down and keep this drive going. At the very least, at the most, try and score here. 2 receivers to his left and his right. For Miller. Takes the snap, hands it off to Lucas again, but brought down immediately by the Hawks defender, and that'll be 4th down.
Kind of an interesting play call there for the Scorpions. I mean, of course, it is only 3rd and 6. You are able to get a run play there, but that was still very much a more delayed HB draw than normal. So, interesting play call there, and it will be 4th down for Salt River.
4th down for the Scorpions, and they will go for the field goal here, try and get some points on the board early. Kicker waits for the snap, kicks, and it bounces right off the goalpost. I didn't see if that was blocked or not, but there is a flag on the play.
And it looks like that will be offsides on the Hawks. So 4th and maybe 1 for the Scorpions. We'll see what the yardage will be, but offsides there gives Salt River another shot.
Yeah, so it's still gonna be a 4th down, but does head coach Larry Davis change his game plan a little bit on this 4th down now that they've inched a little bit closer? Looks like maybe a 4th and 3, I want to say, but it looks like they're going to keep their kicker out there. Jesse Para. Oh, they're moving their offense back on the field. They took their special teams unit off to the sidelines and are moving their offense. Caleb Miller, quarterback on the play, 2 receivers to his left and his right. Ray Lucas at running back, takes the snap, hands it off to Lucas, and that looks like it's going to be a 1st down for the Scorpions, and that penalty really seemed to have hurt the Hawks.
And great blocking there by the Scorpions offensive line, allowing Lucas to get through and push for that 1st down there. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that penalty, of course, just penalties all over on this drive have been absolutely killer on both sides, but defensive ones have really been extending this drive a lot for Salt River.
Absolutely. 8 minutes and 44 seconds left in the 1st quarter, and the Hawks offense has not been on the field yet. Still the Scorpions driving on their 9-yard line. Caleb Miller awaits the snap, 2 receivers to his left and his right. Ray Lucas at running back. Takes the snap, looks down, looks to his left, starts to scramble. Throw deep in the back of the end zone, and it's going to be out of bounds in the back of the end zone. It's going to be 2nd down for the Scorpions.
And while we are still on this first defensive drive for the Hawks, Chase Hudson, one of the main guys on this offense, midseason MVP for the team, and he's just been an absolute shutdown corner for the Hawks, and he is definitely the guy to look out for on this defense.
It's so important to have those players who can either clog lanes or who can just stop receivers from being open.
And we'll see what they decide to do today, but he has been handling punting and kicking duties for this team as well.
98.7 Arizona Sports.
Scorpions break from the huddle. 2nd down within their 10-yard line.
Parker, pan a little bit, zoom in a little bit, and pan to the right.
Miller motions his receiver over. Fake handoff to his running back, and he's sacked by the Hawks defense. And that's going to be a long third and goal for the Scorpions offense here.
And in that pre-snap motion, you saw Silent Miller coming across, and after the fake handoff, it looked like he might have had Miller, or it looked like Miller could have had Miller crossing to his right, but decided not to throw and trying to take it himself for what looked like it was definitely a loss of yards.
So previously on this set of downs, they were on their 9-yard line. Now they're at their 15-yard line with a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I really want to work on those shows too.
Again, we see these 2 receivers to his left and his right. Hawks defense protecting that goal line.
I was Googling it. I interviewed with that.
Miller takes the snap, but a penalty is called, and that is going to be a false start on the Scorpions.
Just one drive into this game, and there's been a bunch of penalties on both sides of the ball. Have not been able to limit the mistakes so far, and approaching 8 minutes into the game, Scorpions still on their first drive. But yeah,
well, it's
Aaron,
almost in that.
Been a lot of penalties so far on both sides.
It's almost one of those situations where you've spent so much time on the clock that 3 points, if this is what they end up getting here, if they end up going for it, almost seems like I don't want to say a loss in this drive, but you expect some more points with the amount of time that you're taking up.
Definitely. And right now, would be about a 37-yard field goal, of course, pending this 3rd and goal.
They're on their 20-yard line on this 3rd and goal. 3 receivers to Miller's right. Takes the snap, looks to his left, throws it to Lucas, and almost intercepted by the Hawks defense. And that's going to put the Scorpions in a 4th down.
And that ball, if that was picked off, not the best pass by Miller. They're kind of a touch pass, weird touch pass, kind of fade, kind of, throw. But if that was intercepted by the Hawks, that really looks like it could have been taken back all the way.
I think it was one of those situations where there were two Scorpions offensive players in that area, and I think he was going for Lucas, but I think it's a little bit confusing sometimes when you have so many players in one spot of the field. Parra waits for the snap for this field goal attempt. Takes a snap. No good. It looked from my angle like it was just a little bit to the right maybe, but no good. So almost half of this quarter gone. Scorpions with no points.
Hey, what's his name?
In 7 minutes and 40 seconds into this game, long first drive, Scorpions come out of it scoreless.
6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. The Hawks offense will now get their first drive of the game.
Apologies on my math there. I might have been completely off. 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the game.
No one's going to blame you for any bad math here. Trust me. I couldn't. When you did the calculations on the field goal attempt, I had no idea what I was doing.
Still need to adjust the quarter lengths between the junior college and the high school games.
The Hawks offense now on the field. 5 receivers out there for the Hawks. Quarterback takes a snap. Quick pass over to his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. That looked like Demarion Hayes almost could have had a pick on that.
And the Hawks starting off the game with the pass with Isaiah DeCruz at quarterback. But yeah, we talked about it. I mean, with the running back Jared Williams, this will be a very solid run game for them in this game, and they will be able to just pound the ball into the Scorpions defense. We'll see how the front 7 for the Scorpions handles it.
2 receivers to Cruz's left. Hands it off to his running back, and he is stuffed at the line.
No, what is that?
And that might be for a loss of yards. Great push from the Scorpions defensive line there.
And already a 3rd and long for the Hawks starting off this game in what could be a very quick first drive, possible 3 and out for Gila River.
That's a great point. After your defense was on the field so long, you want to give them a break. You want to give them a breather. You do not want to get off the field here. 2 receivers to DeCruz's left and right. Scorpions defender almost looked like he might have went off sides there, but refs are not going to say so.
This year I got it.
Moves his tight end out left.
I didn't want to work.
DeCruz takes the snap. Looks back, scrambles, moves up the middle, but is brought down for a sack, and the Scorpions defense holds up and will give the ball right back to the Scorpions offense.
And great job by the Scorpions defensive line getting to DeCruz there, not allowing him to get anywhere, and especially great coverage down the field on what was a quick decision by DeCruz to kind of just take that ball right away. But he saw that there was no one open, didn't wait for a throw, but with the pressure coming in, had to take that and goes down for the quick sack.
Yeah.
The Hawks line up for a punt here. Just getting a player on the field.
Right.
Scorpions await the punt return.
Yeah.
Scorpions returner at his 45-yard line. The punt bounces, and it's going to be the Hawks are going to brush it over, see if they can get any more yards out of it. They won't. And the Scorpions will start at their own 40-yard line.
And another solid position for the Scorpions starting off on their second drive. Still on their side of the field, but last drive was about around the 40 to 45-yard line. So solid position for them, close to midfield, and good position for Miller and the offense to run.
Absolutely. And so now this Hawks defense is now going to be back on the field after just a 3 and out from their offense, and the Scorpions offense now will get a second chance and see if they can take some more time off the clock.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Miller at quarterback motions his receiver over to his right, hands it off to his running back, and Lucas is brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage, maybe for a slight loss.
And a big hit there. Looks like it was Darius Hawkins on the tackle, delivering a big hit on Lucas, but nice clean hit, nothing called there, and he's able to put some hard pressure on Lucas there.
For sure.
And so far, I mean, this really has been, we have not seen a lot of clock stoppages, a lot of incompletions for the Scorpions offense. I mean, just throughout the whole game anyway, but they have been passing the ball a little bit with Miller, but of course, running the ball a lot with Lucas. But so far, this clock has been running a lot in this first quarter.
Correct. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Hawks showing a little bit of pressure, bounce back. Miller takes a deep pass over to his receiver, and it's just knocked out of bounds by the Hawks defender. So that looked to be Devon Jones who knocked that ball out of bounds. And that's going to be a third down for the Scorpions offense. And so now on the other side, now it's a possible third and out for the Scorpions offense, and then the Hawks can possibly get their offense a second chance in this quarter.
And I love Caleb Miller taking that shot down the field. 2nd and 10, of course, you could try and just chop a few yards, get a shorter third down. But I like Miller taking a shot down the field to try and set the tone in this game, showing that they can run the ball with Lucas, short passes with Miller, and take a deep shot there.
Miller awaits the snap. Third down. Motions his receiver over. Miller takes a snap, looks back, has a little bit of pressure, moves to his right, looking downfield, points downfield, tries to scramble and slides just short of the first down.
And Miller looking down the field had Jake Henry in motion at the beginning of that play, but again, good coverage there by the Hawks, not allowing Miller to get a better throw off there. And it looked like he was close to the first down, but he will be a yard or two short.
And it looks like it's going to be an important fourth down early in the game here. 4th and 1, I want to say, for the Scorpions. You know, if you don't end up converting here on this 4th down, you put the Hawks in a situation where they have some pretty nice field position.
And the way their defense looked on that first drive, interesting decision to go for here. Maybe they're just trying to get them to jump off sides, but either way, big decision here by the Scorpions.
That's a great point. We have seen that a lot. Miller awaits the snap. Pressure again from the Hawks. Hands it off to his running back. That's going to be a first down, and he's still going, and he's brought down for that first down. And that was not Lucas on the play. That was going to be Garnett Houston with the nice carry. And it seems like they went for a change of pace with their running back. Instead of the versatile Lucas, or the agility of Lucas, go for more of that downhill brute strength.
Yeah, and with Lucas, getting him just some rest in between plays will be huge. Even on that 4th down, I do like the switch up there, getting more kind of the big body bruising yards there, like you said.
3 receivers to the quarterback's right. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back again, and brought down after a nice gain.
And I believe that is Garnett Houston. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 6 foot, 230 pounds. Huge change of pace back for the Scorpions team, and great decision. Again, letting him get the carry there, but on that 4th and 2 as well without those big bruising yards.
Well, it mixes up what the defense has to do as well. The defense is, with this type of running back, you got to bring in more defensive linemen, linebackers. But with someone like Lucas, you have to bring in more defensive backs and speedy guys who can handle him. So that change of pace is so important. 2 receivers to Miller's left and his right. Takes the snap. Looks downfield, another deep pass, and he has an open receiver. And that is going to be a touchdown for the Scorpions. They tried a deep pass earlier in this drive, didn't work, and that one hit.
And I don't know how he got so open. They had 2 receivers down the field, and they were both just standing there waiting for that ball to come. So absolute blown coverage there from the Hawks, and the Scorpions are able to get on the board here first.
Demarion Anderson with that touchdown reception for the Scorpions. And now with 51 seconds left in the first quarter. The Scorpions are on the board with 6 points, and we'll see if Para can get this PAT attempt through. Para takes a snap. Kick is low and no good, just to his left. And the Salt River Scorpions are up 6-0 with the first quarter with 51 seconds left. And we'll keep it here and not go to commercial break. These teams have done such a good job of just keeping their drives going that this actually is a relatively fast first quarter for what we've seen usually with these teams.
Definitely, and I don't know how that. I didn't see how that coverage was so blown. Didn't see if there's a communication issue or a zone or man or whatever went down there. Could not tell what that was, but great job by the Scorpions to move that ball on that drive. Of course, that fourth down conversion with Houston and able to move that ball in that big touchdown pass.
And in football, it's always about how you answer back. And the Hawks now have to figure out a way of how do you not only answer back with possible points, but how do you also answer back with a lengthy drive so you don't give the Hawks, or the Scorpions, another chance on offense.
And of course, once they come back out for this kickoff, the Hawks, after that 3-and-out, looking to come back and move the chains, get some first downs. They do have a potent offense with DeCruz at quarterback and, of course, star running back Jared Williams, able to pound the ball very well up the middle and take it outside, up the middle, whatever he does there. Williams is that guy for this offense, and we'll see if they're able to get anything going with him.
That's an important factor too. If you're the Hawks and you have such a strong run game, you don't want the Scorpions offense to get enough momentum or enough points to the point that you have to move away from that run game. And so I think it's important to try and get that run game going and see if you can, like I said earlier, keep some drives going for a lengthy amount of time, just like the Scorpions offense did. But either way, the Scorpions prepare for their kick return. Their kick off to the Hawks who are awaiting the kick return. 2 returners in the backfield for the Hawks. Para kicks it deep, bounces off the field and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for the Hawks.
And luckily, he did not touch that ball. I thought he might have for a sack, but he would have known and definitely would have gone to chase that ball down. But will be a touchback, and DeCruz, Williams, and the offense will come out and hope to get some first downs here and move the chains and put some points up.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's so hard. You see a ball coming toward and it goes right behind you. It's like, I still got to grab the ball, right?
And it's the short kicks like that takes a weird bounce, kind of hard to pick up right away. And that's what happened there on that kickoff. But yeah, for Gila River, Denhalter, expect them to run the ball a lot more on this drive. Of course, they went 3-and-out, didn't have a lot of plays. Time of possession has been absolutely dominated in the Scorpions' favor. And of course, it's still in the first quarter, but for Gila River, they will need to put some points up here and just keep that ball. It can't go 3-and-out again.
DeCruz, the quarterback for the Hawks. Their previous drive was a 3-and-out. They'll see if they can get it going here. Little toss to their running back. Nice little gain for about 5 yards, I want to say. And he's brought out of bounds, maybe a little bit less than 5 yards there.
Right.
And a solid run there, able to move halfway towards the first down, but they will, of course, need to keep moving this ball. If they go 3-and-out here again, that's gonna be huge for the Scorpions with the end of the end of the first quarter coming up, and just really controlling this game so far. Still early, of course, but only 6-0, but they have been controlling this game very well on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Looks like there was an attempt of a handoff on a motion and maybe just not timed right for the Hawks, but the quarterback, DeCruz, is brought down almost immediately. The Scorpions had some nice pressure on that.
And I couldn't see who that was who got there first for the Scorpions, but great job by that D-line getting to DeCruz and taking him down as we approach what looks like will be the last play of this first quarter.
17 seconds left in the first quarter. The Hawks are lining up, looking to see if they can maybe get a play in before this quarter ends or maybe just call them off sides. DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, deep pass to his wide open wide receiver who gets the reception is his, and he's brought down immediately.
And I believe
following the reception.
I believe that was Elijah Peters on the catch. Still looking to see who that was, but great job by DeCruz finding his open receiver down the field for a huge gain.
And that is going to be the end of the first quarter here in this matchup. The Salt River Scorpions lead 6-0. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hello, Arizona sports fans. I'm Lofton Lechner, and I couldn't be happier to be joining the varsity sports team as a technical director for fall 2023. Follow me on Twitter at Lofton Lechner to stay locked in for the season.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan Sikora. I'm going to be one of the interns this fall at the Varsity Sports Show. So happy to be with you guys this year. I've loved sports for as long as I can remember, and I cannot wait to be with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and even some Saturdays all this year.
We are back here for the start of the second quarter for this matchup. The Hawks are trailing 6-0, but they have the ball. Hand off to the receiver, that play is snuffed out by the Scorpions defense, and he's brought down for a loss of yards.
And of course, with the end of that first quarter, didn't get to talk about that big play really, but Isaiah DeCruz finding his open receiver down the field for a huge gain and able to move that ball quickly down the field. A huge play for the Hawks and great play call.
And also the timing on that, too, is coming toward the end of the first quarter. We thought maybe they weren't even going to try a play in that situation. DeCruz takes the snap, looks to his right, starts to scramble to his right as well, points downfield, tries to juke out the defender, does, moving downfield with a nice run, and he's brought down by two Scorpions defenders for just a short gain.
And DeCruz, they're able to kind of turn that into nothing into something. I mean, something wasn't too much, obviously, but able to gain some yards there on what looked like could have been a broken play where he could have gone sacked, but DeCruz able to take that for a little bit of a gain.
Third down on their 10-yard line. Oh, it looks like that's a penalty for sure. We'll see what it was called on. It might be offsides. We'll see what the referee says here. It will be on the Scorpions defense, and that'll move the Hawks a little bit closer to the end zone and a possible 6 points.
It looked like that was an offsides call, but 3rd and 10, you can't give that away to the offense, just giving them free yards. And of course, these penalties have been killer on both sides of the ball, especially for the Scorpions.
3 receivers for the Hawks, motions his receiver over behind him, moves him over to his right. DeCruz looks around just to get everyone collected, get the play call in possibly. Scorpions protecting that end zone. Light pressure here, it seems. DeCruz, quick pass over to his receiver, and it's just short of the goal line. I don't know if he caught that fully. It fell out of his hands at the end of that catch.
I mean, it looked like to me that he caught it. Looked like he had a football move there, so waiting to see. Looks like he had full possession of that as he was getting kind of spun, pulled out of bounds, but looks like that will be a first down.
Either way, it'll be a 4th down for the Hawks.
4th down, excuse me.
And we'll see what they decide to do here, if they try and go for a field goal or if they also just try and tie this game up here on this play. DeCruz has 2 receivers to his left and his right. Motions his receiver. Hands it off to the motion receiver, but he fumbles the ball. And he's tackled. He tried to escape to his right, but he's brought down, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
An interesting play call there by Gila River. Kind of had the end around there and kind of fake end run reverse, and I thought he might have been able to get up for a second, take that himself, but gets tripped up, and that's gonna be turnover on downs, like you said, for the Hawks as the Scorpions take over.
We've seen that so many times where, like, if a player fumbles the ball, there's tons of opportunities for them to pick that up, and they're so agile that they can get around their defenders relatively well. It's not surprising to see them be able to get a first down on a play like that, but that Scorpions defense was just a little bit had too much congestion past the line of scrimmage.
I mean, still early in the second quarter, but this Salt River defense has been looking very well in this game. We knew that it could be another low-scoring game between these two teams, but Salt River defense looking phenomenal so far.
The Scorpions offense comes off the sidelines and onto the field. They will have the ball at their 13-yard line. Miller motions over his receiver, but there is a flag on the play. Could possibly be a false start. I didn't see if the Hawks went offsides. We'll see what the ref calls.
And it looks like that will be false start on the Scorpions. Getting pushed back a little bit closer towards their goal line. Of course, after that turnover on downs.
It'll now be a 1st and 15 for the Scorpions. Motions his receiver over again. Miller does. Takes the snap, looks down to his left. Another deep pass, and is just out of reach for the Scorpions receiver.
I'm trying to see who that was on the coverage. Couldn't get a great view, but looks like that might have been Brown on the coverage there. Great coverage by him. Great coverage by him on that play, making or forcing Miller to drop that into tight coverage.
Early on in this game, we saw that the Scorpions were trying to really utilize their run game with Lucas and their other running back, Houston. But now they're trying to attack that deep pass, and I wonder if they're just trying to keep their offense versatile enough that the Hawks defense doesn't really know what's going to come next.
And I think that they should definitely try and get Houston more of these touches. He is more of a short yardage back, third down back.
Houston does get the handoff here. Nice little gain, and he's brought down after I want to say a 5-yard gain there. It's going to be a third down.
After what I said right before that snap about Houston being more of a short yardage down back, of course he did still pick up 5 there, but having him on a 2nd and 15 just to get some rest for Ray Lucas.
Bobby, I think you should be a coach, because whenever I guess what's going to happen next, I always get it wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong the first sack.
The first time you said something, you got it right. So you're a coach in my book.
Put me on the staff.
Third down for the Scorpions. 3 receivers to Miller's right. Takes the snap, moves right. Looking downfield to his receiver. It's there, but it's going to be out of bounds. Just a little bit out of bounds for the Scorpions receiver there.
And ball was caught by the DB, but still, of course, out of bounds. And Scorpions will be punting from near their own end zone, so the Hawks could get good field position here.
Okay, all right, we're on shape. Okay, no, just zoom in. Just zoom in.
Set to return for the Hawks is Tashum Brown. He awaits the punt return from the Scorpions.
Shea, pick up the punt returner.
12 minutes and 12 seconds left, and that snap is over his head and out of the back of the end zone for a safety. And the Hawks are going to get their first points here with an error on special teams from the Scorpions.
And we have seen on a lot of these Saturday games, especially between these two teams, a lot of special teams miscues, especially punting from close to their own end zone, where it has been tough for them to get those snaps off. But yeah, the Hawks will get the first points of the game there.
2 points now. It is 6-2 Hawks. Scorpions, my apologies. The Hawks are the ones who just received the safety. And just like you said, it's so hard to be able to calculate that snap and to be able to have that composure at the same time to also punt that ball off when you know that you have just a short amount of field to be able to get that punt off.
Yeah,
And the Hawks await the return here as the Scorpion special teams walk onto the field. And the Hawks will get the ball back. And now if you go down and score, you got the lead.
And after, the way this game has started for them, if they can get a few first downs here, with still, we'll see, of course, what happens on this punt here, but on a punt, of course, not a kickoff, could get some good field position for Gila River. They still, of course, need to put some points here, get the offense rolling a little bit after getting stopped on downs on their last drive.
Jesse Parra set to kick. Kicks off. Bouncing ball to the Hawks returner. He does return the ball. He's at close to midfield where he's still going, trying to get to that 50-yard mark. He does get past it. Looks like the refs are letting them go through, and that play is dead now.
And he's still up somehow after all that pushing, of course, to get whistled down by the ref. But Hawks will get the ball at just around midfield. A lot of these drives so far this game, almost every single one, except for, of course, some turnover on downs ones like that last one. But good field position for the offense on both sides of the ball.
I feel like every special teams player on that Scorpion special teams was in that scrum. I feel like, and he was still going.
They all just came together, still kept getting pushed. Maybe a little push, a little tush push, except not on the goal line. But when he came out of that, I know it got whistled down, but I was still surprised to see him get out of that on his feet.
So the Hawks now trail just by 4 points, and they're going to see if they can take the lead here, if they can go down and score a touchdown. Before that safety, the best they could have done was they could have taken the lead if they made the PAT on a touchdown, but we'll see what they do here. DeCruz has two receivers to his right, handoff to his running back, and he's brought down.
He negotiates with the boosters.
In this Hawks offense, they do have, we have talked a lot about Williams and DeCruz, but they do have a lot of weapons all around. A lot of different guys that DeCruz likes to spread out around to on this offense. And surprising, of course, how good the Scorpions defense has been. Not much going for the Hawks so far.
2nd and 7 for the Hawks. 3 receivers to Cruz's right. Takes a snap, looks downfield, and that pass is just out of reach of his receiver, who is not able to bring it in and goes right past him.
And couldn't tell where that ball was going exactly. Kind of a low throw. Did have some pressure on him from that Scorpions D-line, able to get a little bit of pressure on DeCruz there, but will be 3rd and 7 already for them.
Looks like the Hawks are trying to attack that lower part of the field, see if they could get maybe a nice curl route going and get some yards after catch. 3rd down for the Hawks. DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, deep pass, and that's just going to be out of bounds for his receiver, and it's going to be 4th down for the Hawks.
And looking towards the sideline there, that's where Isaiah DeCruz does like to look a lot. 3rd and 7 on a play where you don't need a huge play there, but maybe just a 5-yard slant pass, a 10-yard kind of post. Maybe look towards the middle of the field there, because to the sideline, forcing DeCruz to toss that into a small spot will be tough.
And it's such a tough spot to be if you're a defender. If that ball is right on the sideline for the receiver, it's a very tough ball to be able to intercept or deflect. The Hawks will punt here on this 4th down. Scorpions receiver awaits the return at the 10-yard line. There will be a timeout here, and we will head off to a commercial break.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host, Kyle.
And we are back here where the Salt River Scorpions lead 6-2 over the Gila River Hawks. The Hawks send their punt to the Salt River Scorpions, bounces at the 15-yard line, returned by the Scorpions returner who's brought out of bounds just past the 20.
And with the Scorpions coming back, I mean, they're going to keep doing what they have been doing. Of course, only 6 points on the board so far, but their offense has been looking fine. They have been moving the ball a little bit well. And with those two running backs, Houston and Lucas, we talked about a lot of change of pace for those guys. Expect to see Houston a little bit more on this drive. After last drive, we saw them a little bit early on.
You know, overall, these games are about scoring more points than your opponent, but I do think there's an element where there's tiny wins that happen on each drive, and I think for the Scorpions and head coach Larry Davis would tell his offense, no penalties here, no penalties that are going to set you back.
Definitely, and especially right here with this field position, any holding call could really kill them, and of course, for the Hawks, you do want to limit those defensive penalties too.
Miller stands alone, takes a snap, deep pass again downfield. He has an open receiver, and it goes right through his hands, but there is a flag near the 50-yard line sideline, and we'll await the call from the referee.
And we wait for that call. Couldn't tell if that was just a tiny bit overthrown. I thought it looked like it could have had a chance to be caught, but looked like it went just right through his hands.
And that is going to be on the Hawks defense. So earlier we said that those penalties are just so crippling for whatever side of the team gets those, and the Hawks get the first set here on this drive. But yeah, that receiver was wide open, and we've seen that a few times in these last few drives where they've really been able to get, the Scorpions have been able to get some open receivers downfield.
And Miller has been attempting a lot of shots down the field this game, testing this Gila River secondary, trying to make a big play.
Miller awaits the snap, second down, takes the snap, hands it off to Houston. Bruising running back who does exactly what he was brought out there to do, and he gets a nice little gain.
If I saw Houston running at me at his size, I would probably just run away because he is about almost 100 pounds heavier than me, and that is a big guy, scary guy in that backfield.
Well, he gets a nice little gain there. 3rd and 4, I want to say, on that. Earlier, we saw them use Ray Lucas to see if they could get some agility on the field, but it's kind of been working for them so far to be able to just try and go downhill with their running back. Houston stays out there. Miller, the quarterback, 2 receivers to his left and his right. Miller awaits the snap, hands it off to Houston, and a nice gain for a first down. And we'll see if they try and utilize the run game a little bit more than what we were seeing.
In 3rd and 5 there, I do like that play call a lot to Houston, other than just trying some possible slant pass or some looks at the sideline. Trusting Houston and the offensive line there to push and just get enough for that first down.
Garnett Houston, one of the running backs for this talented Salt River Scorpions team, 6 feet tall, 230 pounds. Scorpions break from the huddle. Houston stays out there. Hawks defense with 4 defenders on the line, not showing much pressure there. And again, a nice drive from Houston, just goes straight up the middle to his left, and that's going to be a first down.
And this Scorpions offense running the ball well, throwing the ball a little bit, but this drive has been mostly run, and a lot of Houston on this drive, pushing that ball down the field pretty well.
And the Scorpions, I'm guessing, are hoping that they can replicate what they did in the first quarter, which is have a drive that takes nearly half the time off the clock, and see if they can capitalize with a score this time. We'll see if they hand it off to Houston for a 3rd straight time. Miller motions over his receiver, and it looks like it might be a offsides on the Hawks defense. The defensive lineman might have jumped. It's actually going to be a false start on the Scorpions offense, and they'll be brought back 5 yards.
And these false starts just have been killing this Salt River offense, moving them back a little bit. Of course, they do have that run game able to push it through, but a lot of false starts for this O-line.
And I think one element too is those linemen, those offensive linemen, want to get up really fast so they can get some protection for their running back and their quarterback, and it's just a little bit too fast here. 3 receivers to Miller's right. Three receivers to his right, only 2 defenders near there, though. Handoff to Houston for a short gain.
And the Hawks were able to trip Houston up there, not allowing him to go too far. And for this Hawks defense, I mean, tackling Houston has to be tough, but going at those legs as they did there to bring him down, great tackle.
Just under 8 minutes left to go in this half. Second down for the Scorpions. Houston stays out there. Miller takes the snap, drops back, and is sacked by the Hawks defense.
Yeah, zoom in, Shay. Perfect. I'm on you. Okay, now we know that.
Caleb Botticello looks like he was in on the sack there. If I read that jersey number, sometimes they get so bunched up, Bobby, I can't tell.
You know,
I'm
they
pretty
can
sure
be hard
that
to
was
see,
Botticello.
especially here looking through these dirty windows. But Botticello with a big sack there and getting through that offensive line pretty quickly and a great clean tackle.
Third down for the Scorpions offense here. Penalties, one penalty for the Scorpions here on this drive, but it's pushed them back to the point where it's probably going to have to try a pass here, see what they can get going. Miller motions his receiver over. Motions to the right, looks downfield for another deep pass. 3 defenders in the area, bounces off a Hawks defender, almost picked off, and it's going to be incomplete.
3 Hawks defenders there. Thought somehow he might have the Scorpion might have pulled that down. Couldn't tell who that was on that route, but triple coverage, risky throw there by Miller, but tries to drop it right in there.
I think he changed majors.
Yeah, if it wasn't for those 3 defenders, it really could have just been a drop in the bucket for him in his receiver's hands, but just out of reach and pretty close to a pick.
And Miller in that Scorpions offense again trying a deep pass there as the punt comes up. Short punt.
Short punt. Hawks returner takes the ball, passes.
Huge hit there. Wow.
Passes the Scorpions defender and is brought down immediately with a hard hit from the Scorpions special teams.
And after that, after getting away from that first tackle, the returner thinking maybe he could get away there, but taking that big blow there and able to get up and walk right away.
Well, in the same way that we saw that there were 3 Hawks defenders around that receiver, there were about 4 Scorpion special teams players around that returner. So a lot of pursuit from both of these teams.
And Gila River coming out looking for their first offensive points of the game. Just around almost 6 minutes left in this first half.
The Hawks offense is on the field. The Scorpions defense gets set. 5 defenders on the line for the Scorpions. DeCruz takes a snap, hands it off to his running back, but he's met by 2 Scorpions defenders and is brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And those Scorpions defenders just piled in on Williams there, not allowing him to go anywhere. And by getting so many guys there on Williams, not allowing him to evade any tackles, maybe getting away from 1 or 2 defenders, but so many of them just swarming him. A lot of Scorpions swarming.
And the Hawks again early in their drive brought back 2nd and 12 for the Hawks. DeCruz fakes the handoff, play action pass, looking downfield, scrambling, he runs downfield. And that looks like it might be a first down, I want to say. If not, it's just going to be short of it. But there was just a giant gap there for him.
And great job there by DeCruz on the play action bootleg. Not really looking down the field as much, knowing that he had a lot of green grass in front of him and able to get close to it. Looks like he might have gotten the first down there.
They do move the sticks. First down for the Hawks. 3 receivers to his left. Cruz takes a snap, hands it off to his running back, who's met by that Scorpions defensive line. 4 or 5 Scorpions defenders come in to bring the running back down.
And again, so quick. Great job by the Salt River front 7. and of course most of the D line, but the whole front seven getting to the back, not allowing him to get anywhere, and taking him down for a big loss there.
And it'll be a second and long for the Hawks. And the Hawks look to the sidelines to get the play from their offensive coordinator. They get the play. The Scorpions get set. 3 receivers to DeCruz's left. No running back behind him. Motions his receiver over. Screen pass over to his receiver. Nice, gets past the defender. Gets past another defender before he's brought down by the Scorpions defense. It's going to be just short of a first down, I think.
And it looks like that was Elijah Peters again there on the catch. Able to catch that and get a lot of yards after that catch. Great job by him to get down the field, and great tackle around the legs by that Scorpion.
To me, it looked like he was a little bit farther down, but it's going to be a third down. I want to say third and 2, I'm sorry. Possibly a hard count there. Try and see if they get the Scorpions offside. They might have. See what the ref call is. And that is going to be on the Salt River Scorpions, and that penalty is going to give the Hawks a first down. And we've said it so many times, Bobby, these penalties, if you're on the defense, it's a killer in terms of just being able to keep drives alive for the offense.
And there hasn't been too many just bad personal fouls, face masks, late hits. I mean, we did see one earlier, but really just a lot of these short 5-yard penalties, of course, a lot of the offsides, a lot of the false starts, kind of all around there.
First down, it looks like a miscommunication there, but DeCruz gets out of it, and 3 defenders come in to meet DeCruz behind the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down for a loss of yards.
Yeah, and this Salt River defense does a great job of just locating the ball, get it in there quick, and running really from anywhere across the field to the sidelines. All of them just come in to make that tackle all together.
That's a great point, Bobby. They've shown such great pursuit on anything behind the line of scrimmage for the Hawks.
I think they were lip syncing too.
And this Hawks offensive line has had a lot of trouble, especially on a lot of these run plays, trying to get the ball to Williams, having trouble blocking these Scorpion D linemen.
Third straight set of downs for the Hawks, and it's going to be a second and long. DeCruz takes the snap, moves to his right, and it looks like the ball just bounced out of his receiver's hand. The receiver was there for the catch, but it just bounced out.
And it looks like he definitely should have had that. Just drops pass. It looked like he was trying to use his body more there than just his hands on the kind of the lower throw, where you kind of do need to corral that in a little bit, but letting that ball bounce out.
So we'll take a break. I'm on.
All right, we will take a quick commercial break here. The Salt River Scorpions lead the Hawks 6-2. We'll be right back.
Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services.
For the Hawks, DeCruz takes a snap, pump fakes, and is brought down by the Salt River Scorpions defense. It's going to be a fourth down.
And just under 3 minutes left until halftime. Big stop there, allowing them to get the ball back, and again, not allowing any points.
Isaiah DeCruz, the Hawks quarterback, tried to see if there was any lane to run down, pump fake, try and get a receiver open, but that Scorpions defense was just too much for that offensive line and got right through. It'll be a fourth down, and it's going to be a punt attempt from the Hawks. Scorpions returner is at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, something like that. Because he keeps texting me.
2 minutes left to go in the first half.
Non-existent.
Nice spiraling punt, and the Scorpions returner lets it go out of bounds, just short of the 10-yard line, I want to say.
And good punt there, getting a good roll. Not, of course, with the returner not picking up that ball, letting it roll. Great job by the punter, like you said. Nice spinning football there that he had on that punt. Getting a good spin and going out of bounds there.
And, we've seen the Scorpions try to utilize their run game to get downfield, but now with 1:53 left, you can use that run game. You have some timeouts for sure. I think you have all your timeouts still. You can utilize that run game.
And you do want to, obviously you do want to make sure that you don't go 3 and out here. Just at least move the ball, get a first down so that you aren't giving the ball back to the around midfield right before the half.
So if you're the Scorpions, you have a 6-2 lead right heading into the half. Do you try and run off clock here, you think, or do you try and go for a lengthy drive and try and score?
I think that they're going to play conservatively and just go for a first down or two. They don't want to give them good field position, but they also don't want to try any too deep passes to possibly turn it over, as there is a solid deep pass with a turnover.
Yeah, Miller, deep pass downfield, and that is intercepted by the Hawks on the very first play of that drive. And just like you were saying to try and play conservative possibly. They don't. They end up trying to go play aggressive with the deep pass, which we've seen work. But this time it goes the Hawks' way for an interception.
Yeah, in the middle of that sentence saying that I think they should play conservatively so you don't turn the ball over as they toss it right up. And it's going to be great field position for the Hawks.
So just like you said, the Hawks, they play aggressive, and that's going to give the Hawks a chance. You'd brought up to not have a 3rd and out because you don't want to give the Hawks the ball back.
That's still worse. 3 and out would have been better.
Now the Hawks will get it with very little time since the last time that they had the ball, which is just a couple seconds.
Will still definitely be enough time for them to get into the end zone if necessary, though, with the timeouts that they still have.
Oh, you're from Canada?
The Hawks offense at the 25-yard line. Hands it off to their running back, who goes downfield to his left, brought down after a short gain.
Okay, cool.
1 minute, 34 seconds left in the first half. Clock is ticking. 2nd down for the Hawks. Time is ticking. A little bit of just communication they got to get through real fast. 2 receivers. DeCruz takes a snap, looks back, but that pressure is too much, and he is brought down by the Scorpions' defense, and there were about 4 Scorpion defenders right there ready to take him down.
And we've talked about this so much so far in this first half, but this front 7 for the Scorpions has just been absolutely amazing. Getting to the quarterback, stopping the run, stopping Williams, who really hasn't had much of an impact on this game with how well this Salt River front 7 and D-line has been playing.
48 seconds left in the first half. Clock is ticking. It's 3rd down. The Scorpions could take a timeout, possibly try and get a stop here and get the ball back, but they might also be looking to try and get this clock running and just go into the locker room up.
This could be 4-down territory if possible.
Pass from DeCruz over to his receiver, and it's just right through his hands, and he was open on the curl route.
And DeCruz has shown a little bit of frustration with that there. Looks like that was caught maybe just short of the first down line or just around it, but that would have given them a great chance to score. And 30 seconds left. There is a chance that they do go for this. We'll see what they decide to do with the timeout coming up. But do you think there's any chance they go for it or maybe punt? There's not many options. It is a long field goal from here.
If you do end up going for it here, and let's say you don't convert, if the Hawks go for it and you don't convert, you're giving the Scorpions their ball at their own 34-yard line, I want to say. It's not. I would say go for it. I would say it's not field position that I would say is advantageous toward the Scorpions.
And their defense has been looking fine. 20 seconds if they miss the play. Should be able to. They could even just kneel the ball if they get the ball back if they want to. But yeah, I think we both agreed that they should go for here. Try and take the lead before half.
If we know anything, we both agree on this, which means they're going to do the opposite of what
Yeah, probably.
happens. So it's good to know. But we'll see what the Hawks decide to do here and see if they decide to risk it and go for a 4th down conversion. It looks like they are going to go with that. DeCruz walks out onto the field. The offense walks out onto the field. It's a pretty long 4th down. 4th and 17, I want to say.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that.
DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, deep ball to his receiver, but his receiver trips up
Wait, someone's injured.
and is just right past his receiver. The Scorpions defenders almost had a pick, but dropped the ball, and that'll be a turnover. Take a brief timeout here.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hi, my name is Eric Perry, and I'm the proud owner of Eco Roofing Solutions. I've been in this industry for over 25 years, and I'm the current president of the Arizona Roofing Contractors Association. Our mission is to provide the absolute best customer experience, and we operate all over the entire state of Arizona. We will come out and provide a courtesy, no obligation roof inspection to you, as well as an estimate within 24 hours. Our team is dedicated to providing the best quality product and workmanship, and we're here to serve you. You can call us at 480-695-7736 or check us out online at ecoroofaz.com. To learn more about us, you can find me on Instagram at YourBeardedRoofer or at Eco Roofing Solutions AZ. We are proud supporters of our community's youth.
Welcome back. After a turnover on downs, the Salt River Scorpions have the ball. 1st down. Miller takes the snap, looks downfield, throws it to his receiver, and that receiver is going to be out of bounds to stop the clock. And a nice little gain.
And with 14 seconds left, I mean, 1 or 2 plays towards the sideline, call a timeout. They could possibly get in field goal position or just huck up a Hail Mary position here for sure.
And the Scorpions have all 3 of their timeouts still. And it looks like they will take one of their timeouts.
And with 14 seconds left, I mean, might as well just call one of them. No reason to hold on to all 3 when you are definitely in a position to possibly score.
Like Bobby said, 14 seconds left in the first half. Hawks are up Scorpions are up 6-2, and they have the ball currently at their own 49-yard line. See if they can get downfield. Even a field goal attempt just gets the Scorpions in a nice position and going into halftime.
You know, I'm not sure the exact range for their kicker right now, but we'll see how close they get. Worst case scenario, pending any possible sacks, we can see how far this quarterback gets to throw.
And we've seen that so far in this game, is if they've had success with the deep ball and open receivers, just haven't really been able to connect other than that one scoring play.
And like you said, they've definitely showed the will to go for these deep passes. So at the top of your screen, watch out for him on that kind of push-off defense, or how should I call it, that soft defense.
Ray Lucas is the running back, brought back in. Miller looks downfield, deep pass to his receiver, smothered. He catches the ball. Looks like the defender might be calling for a pass interference. Right now, it's a completion, but there is a flag called.
I thought he definitely could have taken that towards the pylon for a touchdown there after the defender went down.
The flag was brought out a little bit after that play. I don't know if that's from the defender's reaction to the play or if that is maybe possible of something that occurred on the play. We'll see what the call is here from the head ref. And it will be on the Hawks. 1st down for the Scorpions, and just like we had said, they have had success with open receivers, and on that situation, he wasn't open. There was a defender on him, and that defender the ball went right past the defender to the point that he kind of got tripped up a little bit.
And now, I mean, you might just want to kick a field goal here. We'll see it. They could just take a quick shot into the end zone and just avoid a sack, avoid rolling out of the pocket at all. If there's a pressure coming on you, just throw the ball into the back of the end zone. Can't waste any time rolling out unless if you for sure have a touchdown. But quick pass here, and they could score, or if not, just go for a field goal.
It will be a first down for the Scorpions, but there is 5 seconds left in the first half. They are keeping their offense out there. Ray Lucas is out there. Garrett Houston, both their running backs, and Caleb Miller, the quarterback. 3 receivers. And it looks like there will be a timeout on the play as the teams just consider the Hawks consider what they want to do here. Probably got to look at what the Scorpions offense wanted to pull out there and try and reconsider. Maybe it wasn't exactly the play they wanted, the defensive setup they wanted in that situation.
And in a 6-2 game, great timeout there by the Hawks and Coach Denholter. You need to do whatever you can to get a stop here and maybe force them out of the pocket, waste some time off the clock, but you cannot allow a touchdown here if you are Gila River.
It'd be such a momentum shift, even though that the Scorpions are up currently 6-2. You don't want to go into the locker room being down 12-2 now.
Definitely. So we'll see what Coach Denholter and this Hawks defense decide to do defensively. And for Coach Davis and the Scorpions, if you're able to, you just want to put up any points here on the board and possibly get up by 7 points.
Well, we saw them bring out both their running backs there, Garrett Houston and Ray Lucas. Obviously, in the situation, technically you could run the ball, you have timeouts, but that versatility from both of those players makes the defense just have to think an extra second about who they need to defend. Scorpions offense comes out. First down, first and goal. 5 seconds left in the first half. Both running backs out there for the Scorpions. Hawks showing a lot of pressure on that defensive line. The snap goes to Houston, and it looks like he's going to be just short of the line.
And maybe it looks like no timeout was called. We'll see.
And
they got it off.
Yep, it looks like it took up all the time left in the first half, and that'll be what ends the first half here in this exciting game between the Gila River Hawks and the Salt River Scorpions. We'll head over to our commercial break. The Salt River Scorpions lead 6-2. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey listeners, it's Vince from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this Saturday as we broadcast live from the Arizona State Fair. It's been at the same location since 1905, and this year, the Varsity Sports Show will be there too. We'll also give you a double shot of funny with Ask Lucas and Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report. Start your weekend off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. Hello, friends. Vince Delisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Nemiroff, and I'll be joining the Varsity Sports Show for the fall 2023 semester. Sports has always been my passion, and I'm looking forward to working with the team. Check out my Twitter for a variety of sports content at Aaron2Tons.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hello, Arizona sports fans. I'm Lofton Lechner, and I couldn't be happier to be joining the Varsity Sports team as a technical director for fall 2023. Follow me on Twitter at Lofton Lechner to stay locked in for the season.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan Sikora. I'm going to be one of the interns this fall at the Varsity Sports Show. So happy to be with you guys this year. I've loved sports for as long as I can remember, and I cannot wait to be with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and even some Saturdays all this year.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host, Kyle Cooper, and I will see you Friday night.
Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hi, my name is Eric Perry, and I'm the proud owner of Eco Roofing Solutions. I've been in this industry for over 25 years, and I'm the current president of the Arizona Roofing Contractors Association. Our mission is to provide the absolute best customer experience, and we operate all over the entire state of Arizona. We will come out and provide a courtesy, no-obligation roof inspection to you, as well as an estimate within 24 hours. Our team is dedicated to providing the best quality product and workmanship, and we're here to serve you. You can call us at 480-695-7736 or check us out online at ecoroofaz.com. To learn more about us, you can find me on Instagram at YourBeardedRoofer or at Eco Roofing Solutions AZ. We are proud supporters of our community's youth and the next generation, and we would love for you to come and join the hashtag Eco Family today.
Call Eric and his team at Eco Roofing Solutions, 480-695-7736, and they'll give you a fast, free, no-nonsense estimate. Tell them Vince sent you.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
Hey listeners, it's Vince from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this Saturday as we broadcast live from the Arizona State Fair. It's been at the same location since 1905, and this year, the Varsity Sports Show will be there too. We'll also give you a double shot of funny with Ask Lucas and Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report. Start your weekend off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Hello, friends. Vince DeLisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Nemiroff, and I'll be joining the Varsity Sports Show for the fall 2023 semester. Sports has always been my passion, and I'm looking forward to working with the team. Check out my Twitter for a variety of sports content at Aaron2Tons.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hello, Arizona sports fans. I'm Lofton Lechner, and I couldn't be happier to be joining the Varsity Sports team as a technical director for fall 2023. Follow me on Twitter at Lofton Lechner to stay locked in for the season.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan Sikora. I'm going to be one of the interns this fall at the Varsity Sports Show. So happy to be with you guys this year. I've loved sports for as long as I can remember, and I cannot wait to be with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and even some Saturdays all this year.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host, Kyle Cooper, and I will see you Friday night.
Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hi, my name is Eric Perry, and I'm the proud owner of Eco Roofing Solutions. I've been in this industry for over 25 years, and I'm the current president of the Arizona Roofing Contractors Association. Our mission is to provide the absolute best customer experience, and we operate all over the entire state of Arizona. We will come out and provide a courtesy, no obligation roof inspection to you, as well as an estimate within 24 hours. Our team is dedicated to providing the best quality product and workmanship, and we're here to serve you. You can call us at 480-695-7736 or check us out online at ecoroofaz.com. To learn more about us, you can find me on Instagram at YourBeardedRoofer or at EcoRoofingSolutionsAZ. We are proud supporters of our community's youth and the next generation, and we would love for you to come and join the hashtag Eco family today.
Call Eric and his team at Eco Roofing Solutions, 480-695-7736, and they'll give you a fast, free, no-nonsense estimate. Tell them Vince sent you.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
Hello friends, Vince Delisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Nemiroff, and I'll be joining the Varsity Sports Show for the fall 2023 semester. Sports has always been my passion, and I'm looking forward to working with the team. Check out my Twitter for a variety of sports content at Aaron Teutons.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hello, Arizona sports fans. I'm Lofton Lechner, and I couldn't be happier to be joining the varsity sports team as a technical director for fall 2023. Follow me on Twitter at Lofton Lechner to stay locked in for the season.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan Sikora. I'm going to be one of the interns this fall at the Varsity Sports Show. So happy to be with you guys this year. I've loved sports for as long as I can remember, and I cannot wait to be with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and even some Saturdays all this year.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host Kyle Cooper, and I will see you Friday night.
Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com.
Welcome back to this broadcast between the Salt River Scorpions and the Gila River Hawks. Heading into the second half, the Scorpions lead 6-2. You know, the way that both teams got on the board, one side we saw the Scorpions score with a touchdown reception on an open wide receiver just outside the end zone, and for the Hawks, they scored a safety. What are your takeaways from the game so far, Bobby?
So far, Aaron, just a defensive stalemate. The last game between these two, you talked about it before the game, 24-12. The defense in this game has been even better on both sides of the ball, really, and it's just been like I said, a defensive stalemate, not a lot of points at all so far.
Well, the Hawks will receive the ball first. They get the return. Just a few defenders in front of him, and he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Nice little return there after the ball was bounced within the 10-yard line.
And I mean, for the second half, the biggest takeaway from the first half was the Scorpions able to just completely clamp the run game for the Hawks. Jared Williams, not the star running back for this Gila River team, not able to get anything on the ground. The defensive line for the Scorpions, their front seven, and even their secondary on what passes the Hawks have had. This defense has been so good, and the main part has been stopping DeForest and Jared Williams.
Absolutely. Well, the Hawks will see what they can get going here in this opening drive of the second half. DeCruz, the quarterback, motions his wide receiver over to his left, takes the snap, looks to pass, quick pass over to his receiver, brought down after a few yards.
And starting off the second half for the Hawks, just that quick pass by DeCruz, able to get a few yards there, and if they are able to just move the ball well on this drive, just get some momentum, that'd be huge for this offense.
Absolutely. Well, nice little gain to start off for the Hawks. And we've seen, both teams try and go for the explosive plays, but maybe the lesser explosive plays will work here. Another quick pass, and the receiver is pushed out of bounds by the Scorpions defender.
And no flag there. He might have been just barely in bounds there, but I could have seen potential for a flag there on a late hit, but
well, I think
good no call there, I think, as he was still a little bit in bounds.
Yeah, I think, it's so tough on those sidelines plays, especially for the angle for everybody on the offense and the defense to see if the player was out of bounds or not. But it will be a third down, 3rd and 1 for the Hawks. The Hawks look off to their sideline. Change of play, possible audible maybe. 3 receivers to DeCruz's right. DeCruz takes the snap, low snap, looks downfield, quick pass over to a receiver down the middle on the curl route, but it's incomplete.
And great coverage there by Nate Godoy. Apologies if that is incorrect, but Nate Godoy on the deflection there. Good job by him getting to the receiver and hitting him and kind of knocking the ball away before he could have caught that for a first down. And 4th and 1 here. Let's see if their offense stays on the field. Maybe just to try and draw them off sides.
The Hawks offense is out there currently 4th and 1. Risky play here, but down in the second half, you got to start gambling a little bit. Low snap again, hands it off to his running back, and it looks like he was going to have a little bit of room, but just a little hesitation. He's brought down by the Scorpions, and that looks like it'll be a turnover on downs, and the Scorpions offense will come back on the field with great field position.
And with the way the Hawks defense has been playing, I know it's 4th and 1. You want to set the tone in the second half, but with the way their defense has been playing this game, that was a questionable decision there. I think they should have punted that and trusted their defense. And these just short runs, trying to get Jared Williams in, has been stopped very quickly by this Scorpions defense.
You make a fantastic point because we have seen that Hawks defense look really good in that first half. They gave up those early points, but it was just 6 points. They've looked good for the most part, but they'll have to step up here as well. The Scorpions offense out on the field, first down, quarterback takes a snap, looks downfield, wide receiver has some space, catches the ball, but looks like it was just incomplete, out of bounds.
And it looks like that might have been Scott Simmons on the target there.
Looks like there might be an injured player on the field while they get to that player. We'll take a commercial break.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Back to this broadcast. Just under 14 minutes in the second half. Salt River Scorpions here with a second down.
And taking another deep shot down the field. Again, we haven't seen a lot of those be completed. We have seen one or two, but not afraid to take that deep shot for the Scorpions offense. They have had the guts to toss it down the field, especially with the turnovers we've seen a little bit in this game.
Oh, absolutely. And we've seen multiple times them able to find those open receivers. They just haven't necessarily been either inbounds or able to hold on to the ball, but you get this feeling that eventually it's going to hit again.
First down, I did love that shot to the end zone right after that turnover on downs.
Miller takes a snap, hands it off to Houston, their running back, dragged by his jersey a little bit by the Hawks defenders, and he's brought down for a short gain or no gain at all.
And good job there by the Hawks defensive line, stopping Houston before he could just pound his way through that line, as we've seen him do so many times so far in that first half.
You know, one of the things that we were talking about during the commercial break was how both of these defensive lines for these teams have looked so great so far and just been able to smother the offensive line and the quarterback, running backs of the opposing offense. Third down for the Scorpions.
And this very likely could be 4 down territory unless if they get a solid gain here. Even if they do, they still might want to go for it on a shorter 4th down. Possible incomplete pass here would be about a 51-yard field goal. You'd still think that this could be 4 down territory.
Ball on the Hawks' 34-yard line. Miller awaits the snap. Houston is his running back. 3 receivers to his left. Takes the snap. Has some time. Another deep pass downfield. 2 defenders on that, and it is intercepted by the Hawks.
And he has to hope he stepped out in that end zone there. He might have had a foot in, but if not, they're going to be on the 1 or 2 yard line.
It looks like it had a nice toe tap, but that brings up a great point, is that even with the interception and stepping out of bounds, he's going to be on your own goal line.
And on 3rd down there, I mean, we have seen Miller force a lot of these passes into double coverage on both sides of the ball. We've seen DeCruz do that as well, but Miller trying to force that into double coverage there, a lot of loop on that ball, giving the defender a lot of time to just turn around and get and have his body facing the ball for the easy interception there.
And with that interception, it was Jace Hudson, who you had brought up was a playmaker for the Hawks defense, and there he does, comes up big. And, you know, we talked about how risky it was for the Hawks to go for that 4th down, and the defense does exactly what it needs to do and gets that ball back when the Scorpions had such great field position.
And it looks like he did not stay in the end zone. Interesting decision to come out there. I don't say his momentum taking him out because it looks like he pivoted and tried to take it out.
The Hawks take the snap, hand it off to their running back who goes out wide to his right, gets a nice separation outside of his own end zone and is brought down, and just a nice little bit of space that offense now has.
And kind of scary to take that on the outside there, possibly running away from defenders to get a safety there. But we have seen so many plays, they've gotten stuffed up the middle, and they saw there that they did not want to give up the second, or for them, the first safety, but second safety overall in the game. Good job by them to get out of that end zone.
And just a change of pace also about what we've seen them do so far. Another handoff from DeCruz, but the receiver is met behind the line of scrimmage and tackled for a loss.
And I did like that kind of fake handoff end around play there, but great job by the Scorpions, able to sniff it out or sniff it out, whatever, right away.
3rd down for the Hawks. We'll see what they do here, see if they go for a pass or they try and use that run game to get that 1st down. We've seen them be able to utilize that a little bit. 3 receivers to DeCruz's left. DeCruz awaits the snap. 5 defenders on the line for the Scorpions. DeCruz looks downfield, and it's a catch from his receiver on that crossing route deep downfield. And that is a completion for a 1st down.
Great job there by DeCruz, not letting the Scorpions D-line get him for a safety. Great job getting that ball out and delivering down the field, especially on 3rd down. We have seen in these Saturday games a lot of bad snaps on punts into the end zone, so great job by them there.
Handoff from the Hawks, and he's brought down. That was Levante Trotter on that reception, that nice reception in the middle of the field. And so that loss of yards for the Hawks is going to set them up on a 2nd down. And it feels like for the Hawks, that was a much-needed play to finally connect on one of those deep balls downfield in the middle of the field on a contested catch. DeCruz with two receivers to his left and his right. Takes a snap, low snap, pressure, and he's hit as he throws, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. But that defensive line for the Scorpions is starting to really put a lot of pressure on DeCruz.
And as this D-line has been doing all games, stopping the run easily, but getting that pressure on DeCruz. And the play before you talked about it, DeCruz getting that ball out, delivering a perfect pass there to get them out of the end zone. That has to be huge for DeCruz and his confidence moving the ball moving forward and moving the ball more down the field this game.
Just under 10 minutes left in this third quarter. DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, and he has his receiver who jumps upward and just snatches that ball out of the air, tackled immediately, but it looks like it'll be just short of the first down.
And I think that might have been Alston Garcia on the catch there. Great job by him to bring that ball in and strong hands to keep it in, not bobbling it with the defenders coming on him. But great job there by DeCruz, staying in the pocket, not being scared of the pressure. Not too much pressure there. Good job blocking, just giving him enough time to get that pass off. And DeCruz standing in that pocket, staying strong.
4th and 1 for the Hawks. They motion their receiver over 3 receivers to DeCruz's left, but it looks like there was a false start on that play.
And that definitely will be killer. That will have to lead them to a... My apologies, ref. But yeah, with that false start, they're making it 4th and 6. That really, of course, takes out just a possible run up the middle. Could be, honestly, a blessing in disguise for this Hawks team. Not making them go for it, I want to say. But looks like that they wanted to go for that, of course. And now it will force them to punt. And still could be solid field position for the Scorpions. But a punt there could, again, not be the worst outcome if they had gone stopped on that 4th down, of course.
Demarion Hayes, the punt returner for the Scorpions, awaits the punt. Stands at the 35-yard line. Nice punt. Goes right to Hayes, who starts to run but stumbles a little bit and is down. And the Scorpions will now head on offense and see if they can increase their lead.
And with this game still, again, a defensive stalemate, 6-2, just over 6 minutes into the second half. What do you want to see from this Scorpions offense just to get the ball moving? Because other than that one touchdown, of course, just that one touchdown drive, haven't been able to get anything going.
I think what I would say is we've seen a lot of success when they've had Houston, their running back, on the field. But I would bring Ray Lucas back out, see if you can just mix them up a little bit. Try and mix up Lucas and Houston instead of just sticking with one running back.
And if they can get some more intermediate passes with Miller, some deep shots down the field, maybe some 5 to 10 yard passes, just to get those chains moving if they can get them upright in that pocket.
Miller awaits the snap. Lucas is in the backfield. Lucas takes the snap. The handoff and is brought down by the defenders for a little gain.
Did you see how much Joe Burrow just made, though?
And a solid few yards there for Ray Lucas on that carry. I do like a lot what they have been doing this game. We've talked about it a lot. We've seen it in that first half. Just the two running backs that they have. Of course, you mentioned the change of pace on these two guys, but with Houston, with Lucas, two very different runners in this backfield.
When that first 2 drives that the Scorpions had where they scored, we really saw Lucas was a pivotal part of that drive, and I think they brought in Houston, and I think what made that drive successful is when they would mix those two in, and it kind of got the defense a little bit off guard. But the Scorpions offense now here with a 2nd down. Hawks showing pressure on the line. The handoff to Lucas, who runs up the middle and will be down just a couple yards.
And Lucas again able to get a few yards there. Nothing too big, but enough to make it a shorter 3rd down. It looks like it will be around a 3rd and 1 after that solid carry there by Lucas.
And I think this is a great situation where you do use a player like Houston. We've seen him be able to get 1, 2 yards, 3 yards with ease, and being able to keep that versatility of your running backs and of what they can do, I think opens up your ability on offense.
Definitely. And I'm looking in the backfield to see if we do see Houston. I do not see him there in the backfield. It looks like that is Lucas again.
Yeah, they're going to keep Lucas out there. Miller, the quarterback, 3 receivers to his right. 1 receiver motions over to the right, hands it off to Lucas for a 1st down. And he's brought down after getting that gain.
And again, the Scorpions going with Ray there, at least three straight carries for him, and taking all three of those himself on those last 3 plays for that first down.
And this is very similar to what we saw in the Scorpions opening drive that took almost, 7 minutes off the clock in that first
7, 8
quarter?
minutes, yeah.
And it seems like they're utilizing the same kind of script they had in that first half, which was to just use Ray Lucas, take a lot of time off the clock, and try and score some points on the tail end of this drive. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in this third quarter.
When he was at Oregon, and Jason Mons used to be Soro's head coach, is the tight ends head coach.
3 receivers to Miller's right.
I
4.
Love he was great working with us when he was at Saguaro.
Hawks showing pressure. Quick throw to their receiver, who's brought down immediately by the Hawks defender.
Great job there by the Hawks, able to stop that screen pass really quick. Couldn't see who that was on that tackle there, but great job getting in there. And with 3 receivers blocking, able to get through.
And it'll be a 2nd and 13 for the Scorpions. And, we saw one thing early in this drive, which was that they were utilizing their running to take time off the clock and to possibly score points. But we've also seen another tendency that they've had so far here, which is those penalties on first down, which is causing them to have these 2nd and longs.
And a lot of these false starts that we've seen on really both sides of the ball, but especially for Salt River, they have been struggling with a lot of those false starts.
2nd and 13 for the Scorpions. Receiver motions over to Miller's left. Miller takes a snap, moves to his left, looking downfield, and caught by the receiver on the nice little out route there. And it's going to be a short game, but it's going to keep the chains moving.
I believe that was Jake Henry on the catch there, the one who was in motion. I like that play call a lot. Getting Miller just a little bit out of the pocket, moving, and throwing that across his body. That's a tough throw to make.
I think with Miller, we've seen them utilize that play and then look deep downfield, and I think it's a little bit easier for him to move out and see that receiver on that quick curl route, on that out route, and be able to connect with him.
Definitely.
Instead of having to look downfield and try and make a pass on the run.
And I like that play call a lot there by Coach Davis. Just a short pass, not risking a turnover, not throwing it deep into possible double coverage.
I call it
3rd and 9 for the Scorpions. See if they can get a first down here. Keep their drive going. Receiver motions over. Miller takes a snap, looks downfield, throws downfield onto a contested catch from a defender. Dangerous pass. That's going to be incomplete.
And with that 4th down upcoming, another stop by this Hawks defense, able to get that ball back. And same thing over and over again. Just a lot of stops on this by both by the defenses on both sides of the ball. And again, the offense on both sides really struggling to really do anything. Of course, they did move the chains there a little bit, but nothing enough to even get on the other side of the field.
It's always a cliche when you hear someone say, it kind of feels like whoever scores next is going to win. It kind of feels that way here in this game. The punt here goes downfield, trickles down to the 15-yard line of the Hawks, that's where they will start their offensive drive here and see if they can score their first offensive touchdown.
And again, we've been talking about it so much this game, the secondary on both sides, but it's really been the front 7 stopping the run game, which we've seen a lot more of this game. We have seen some deep passes on both sides of the ball, mostly Caleb Miller for the Scorpions, but the front 7s on both sides stopping the run. That run game, of course, with Jared Williams on the Hawks, that Scorpions front 7 has been amazing, really snuffing out every single run that he's been able to have. He hasn't had, not that I think, one big run this game.
No, absolutely. And I think when this looks like 2 teams that are playing each other for the second time. The first game they had, it was the Hawks winning 28-12, and now you're seeing the Scorpions leading, but it's not 28-12, it's 6-2. These seem like 2 teams who know each other well by now, and I think that plays a big part in being able to have these low-scoring games, is knowing your opponent.
And in a lot of the games like this, sometimes it can be an ugly offense, but just like in basketball, how beautiful a good defense can be. The defenses in this game, of course, that hasn't been the best offense, but great defense, which really has been trumping what the offense could even do anyway.
Absolutely. We'll see what the Hawks can do here. The Hawks are exiting out of their huddle for their offensive drive. See if they can score points here. They're gonna have to go down the length of the field pretty much.
Backed up inside their own, looks like just inside their own 10-yard line again.
DeCruz awaits the snaps. 3 receivers to his left. Motions his running back behind him. Low snap again, and he's sacked for a loss of yards. And, we haven't really talked about that much, but we have seen a lot of low snaps for DeCruz to have to handle here. And that takes a lot of time to have to get the ball back up and look downfield.
And especially with the D-line coming in so quick, there isn't much to do. You could try and maybe throw that ball away there. He kind of didn't have much to do and just takes it for a loss.
Well, the Hawks are pushed back a little bit closer to their own goal line. 3 receivers again to DeCruz left. Motions his running back. A high snap this time. He tries to run up, but he is sacked.
Fumble.
And it is a safety, and now the Scorpions get a safety of their own and answer back from the safety they had earlier. And that is now going to be 8-2 for the Scorpions. I don't think I've ever seen 2 safeties in a game before, Bobby.
In a game that I have worked on, I don't think I've ever seen 2 safeties. I mean, in general, I don't think I have either, actually. But back-to-back bad snaps of the low snap, and then there, not even just the high snap, but it was like the high looping snap that just still allowed the defensive line to get through so quick. That was even just worse than a possible high snap that could have gone over him, or he would have had to reach for. The looping arc snap kind of made it harder for them there. And again, a safety 8-2. Interesting game so far.
And it goes back to what you were highlighting, which is that strength of that Scorpions defensive line and how well they're doing to be able to attack the offensive line and to really get DeCruz under pressure. We've seen him have to scramble, move out, but on that time we saw that low snap, that high snap really affected the timing of the plays. And so the Scorpions, with that safety, will still get the ball back. 8-2, 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Demarion Hayes awaits the return. And here's the kick. Hayes tracks the ball, and the ball just goes out of bounds. There's a flag on the play.
I wouldn't pick up the ref because it's an easy call to make.
And so we'll see here how the Scorpions are, if they can capitalize on those 2 points and get 6 points on the board, 7 maybe.
And if not, I mean, just will be another big stop. And I mean, every single one for this Hawks defense getting these stops has to be frustrating on the defensive side, not having the offense be able to do anything. I mean, really on both sides of the ball.
My favorite part of that
Offense not doing their job, but the defenses for both the Hawks and the Scorpions just being absolutely shut down.
I think it's really come down to which team has been able to run the ball the best so far. And we've seen that be with the Scorpions, with that dynamic duo of Lucas and Houston. And for the Hawks, we've seen them really, I don't want to say struggle, because I think they've had to really been forced to pass on these long second drives, but they've kind of been taken out of the run game. But it looks like they're going to redo the kick here.
Yeah, and like you said, just the way the run game has been stopped. Which run game is the better one? Right now, it looks like the team that is leading, of course, with the Scorpions, Jared Williams being stopped so hard by the Scorpions defensive line, but Ray Lucas, Garnett Houston really carrying the load for this offense.
Hayes takes the ball, it moves to his left, looking downfield to see if he can find an opening hole, moves back to his right, he finds a gap, he has a lot of grass downfield to go, there's flags on the play, and he is taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line. There were 2 flags that were drawn here, and we'll see what the call here is from the head ref.
You know what?
It looks like they're just conversing here to see. I didn't see necessarily what might have caused that flag. 2 came out pretty much when he was around the 45-yard line. Here comes the call. And it's going to end up being on the Scorpions, so that return is going to be nullified by those flags.
And having that return negated, it's really tough for that offense. We saw earlier, big return taken back in that, I believe it was in that first quarter. That was a tough one, taken all the way back. But
if you're the Scorpions, you have to be thankful for where you're at right now, because the amount of penalties that they have had so far, has set them back on second and longs, third and longs, first and longs, even on some of these early drives because of false starts. So they've been able to capitalize, even though they've had quite a few penalties so far in this game. And the Scorpions offense breaks from their huddle and comes to the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lucas and Houston, both running backs, flanking Miller. Miller takes a snap, hands it off to Houston. Nice gain there, just short of the first down. That could be really great for the Scorpions here, of those handoffs to either of those running backs. You've had both of them work so far, so why not just have both on the field at the same time,
And it really would confuse the D-line on what's coming at you. Of course, you, as the defensive line, you're trying to get in there, make a tackle anyway. But kind of knowing who's coming up on you could affect on how you make the tackle, how you pursue the ball carrier. But either way, of course, the goal is to make the tackle. But I do like having both of them in there.
Miller comes back into the huddle after visiting the sideline. Second down. 2nd and 2 for the Scorpions. Both running backs again flanking Miller. 3 receivers out there. 1 receiver motions over to Miller's left. Hawks showing pressure. Nice offensive line there. Handoff over to Lucas. Not going to get the first down, but a nice little gain.
And looking to see who that was. Great job by that linebacker coming in. You saw him a little bit pre-snap running up, trying to read that, and he's able to get on the outside there as he took that outside the tackle. He was able to get outside and just make that tackle before he could go anywhere.
I wonder, at this point, if you start trying to utilize play action, because you're able to, I don't know if people saw on that play, but there was a lot of pressure the Hawks were showing there, and they did send a lot of pressure up the middle to anticipate the run game. So I wonder if the Scorpions are going to try and counter against that and try and go for those deep passes that we saw throughout this game.
And with how much they've been running at Miller in the play action, could definitely catch this Hawks defense off their game.
They do hand it off to Lucas. Lucas evades 2 defenders, and he's going to get the first down, just makes that last leap over the line to move the chains.
And Lucas just able to get past that first down, as you said, to move the chains there. Huge run, and around midfield could have been 4-down territory for them anyway. No need to with how their defense has been going, but doesn't matter. Lucas gets that first down there, and just about 30 seconds left in this third quarter.
We'll see if they try a play here, if they just go into the third, or if they go into the fourth quarter with their 8-2 lead. Does get to a point in that fourth quarter where time starts to work against the team that is down. 2 running backs out there for the Scorpions offense. First down. He does take the snap, hands it off to Houston. Houston breaks past 1 defender, a second defender, and is then brought down from behind again for a nice gain. And that is going to end the third quarter. We will head into the fourth quarter with the Scorpions leading 8-2. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hi, my name is Eric Perry, and I'm the proud owner of Eco Roofing Solutions. I've been in this industry for over 25 years, and I'm the current president of the Arizona Roofing Contractors Association. Our mission is to provide the absolute best customer experience, and we operate all over the entire state of Arizona. We will come out and provide a courtesy, no-obligation roof inspection to you, as well as an estimate within 24 hours. Our team is dedicated to providing the best quality product and workmanship, and we're here to serve you. You can call us at 480-695-7736 or check us out online at ecoroofaz.com. To learn more about us, you can find me on Instagram at YourBeardedRoofer or at Eco Roofing Solutions AZ. We are proud supporters of our community's youth in the next generation, and we would love for you to come and join the hashtag Eco family today.
Call Eric and his team at Eco Roofing Solutions, 480-695-7736, and they'll give you a fast, free, no-nonsense estimate. Tell them Vince sent you.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Welcome back. It is the start of the fourth quarter. The Salt River Scorpions have the ball at their 44-yard line. Second down for them, 2nd and 5. Try to answer back and get on the board. Scorpions throw downfield. There's a receiver right there, but it's knocked out by the defender, the Hawks defender.
And good no call there. I thought maybe for a split second he might have gone there early, but good job by the defender to turn his head, locate that ball, and not hit him too quick.
And that was Marion Anderson, the receiver, the intended receiver. He had that touchdown earlier in this game.
That's the lone touchdown so far in this game.
Lone touchdown and 2 safeties is what we've seen so far.
Defensive masterclass all around.
Yeah. I'm a big defensive guy. You offense or defense, Bobby?
Offense, basketball defense.
3rd down for the Scorpions. Again, they have those 2 running backs out there for Miller. 3 receivers. One of the receivers motions over to the left. Miller takes a snap, hands it off to Houston. Houston evades 2 defenders, gets past another one, and that's right at the line to gain. We'll see if that's going to be a first down for them. Looks like it is going to be a first down, and again, we see Houston just be able to just evade, for his size, evade defenders as well, not only just knock them down pretty much.
And still good tackle there. I know he got the first down, but the D-line just still inducing that contact. I know that they still allowed him to get the first down there, but that second defender coming in to make that tackle low is, like we talked about, the best way to tackle Houston and a guy at his size.
14 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter in the game. And, if the Scorpions go down here and score, I don't want to say that it's game. I don't want to say that this score here is the knockout punch, but it's a tougher situation for the Hawks, who have really struggled on offense to go down. Their only score
and even a field goal here would make it a 2-score game. So let's see if they can get into that range regardless.
Miller takes a snap. Another deep pass to his right to his receiver. Juggled and intercepted by the Hawks defender there.
Wow. That was just a phenomenal interception. Still being able to locate that ball after it kind of being tipped up, and able to corral that ball in for an interception. And, what did we expect? Another defensive stop on both sides of the ball, or on either side of the ball, should I say.
Devon Jones, the defensive back there with the interception. The Hawks are down in here, but they've had a couple of turnovers they've had a couple interceptions so far in this game from their talented defensive backs. And so the Scorpions, as they were taking time off the clock, they were heading downfield on their run game, go for the deep pass, and it's intercepted. And the Hawks offense will get back on the field here and see if they can tie this game up or possibly take the lead with a touchdown.
Yeah, they somehow need to find a way to get Jared Williams going. They have been showing a lot more promise in the pass game with the Crews than they have been doing on the ground with Williams. So we'll see which way they decide to go here.
Like you said, we'll see if Jared Williams becomes a little bit more involved in this offense or if they feel like they are forced to pass now. DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, evades, goes up in the pocket, throws downfield, but is just underthrown. Might have been a little miscommunication on where that receiver was meant to be.
That receiver's running pretty fast down the field. Not sure if he was supposed to come back or if he was just going too fast or, like you said, possible miscommunication there, but very underthrown there by DeCruz.
Underthrown, but that receiver was starting to get space. You feel like if that was the play to throw deep downfield on that sideline, a little bit more time, and that could have been 6 points. Second down for the Hawks. They try and move downfield. Pass over to Williams. Takes one defender off of him and then is tackled by two for a short gain.
And you saw one of the Hawks receivers there coming in to set that block, still able to set the block, but getting blown up there by that Scorpions defender.
And Jared Williams, similar to Houston, in that size of just being able to just be big enough to just move defenders around. 13 minutes left to go in this quarter, in this game. DeCruz takes a snap, moves up in the pocket. He's had success doing that so far. Evades defenders, just a few in front of him. He's running downfield at the 40, and he's finally brought down. He only had about 3 Scorpions defenders in front of him, but that is going to be a first down and a huge gain for the Hawks.
And great run there. Beautiful back juke as well, giving him another chance at 10 to 15 yards there, which he was able to get. But yeah, great overall run there.
Yeah, I did it.
And a little surprising because we've seen that Scorpions defensive line have a lot of success getting DeCruz under pressure, but he's able to move up in the pocket recently. DeCruz looks downfield, goes for the quick pass, and gets his receiver, who's brought out of bounds by the Scorpions defender. And so the Hawks start going with these quick passes.
And I think that was Zach Atkinson there on the catch, able to keep that ball in, and with the defender coming on him quick, able to keep that ball and secure it.
Yeah, of course.
Second down, 2nd and 1 for the Hawks. Starting to have a little bit of momentum here in this fourth quarter. Down 6. Takes the snap, quick pass over to his receiver, and he dives for the first down.
And the Hawks finally able to get some momentum on offense, moving that ball down the field. And obviously don't need to talk about it too much, but that missed extra point earlier in this game, I believe it was a missed extra point, of course, leading to the 6 points after that touchdown, but could matter hugely going down the stretch.
And looks like they go for a hard count there to try and get the Scorpions offside, and looks like they do. And the head ref making his call, and it will be on the Scorpions here. And so head coach for the Scorpions, Larry Davis, defensive-minded head coach, not going to be happy about defensive penalties that help the Hawks offense.
And the way this game has been going, still, of course, a close game the entire time. Hawks will come down to a very exciting finish, of course, still with just over 11 minutes left.
1st and 5. DeCruz looks down, getting a little bit of pressure, and he's sacked.
Okay, we're on shade.
He is sacked. That was a 1st and 5 there, so it's going to bring them back quite a bit for this second down. 2nd and 15.
I'm still trying to see who that was. That might have been Joseph Boyle in on that sack there. This D-line again making plays.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Hawks hurry up and get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 15 for the Hawks. DeCruz again tries to get the defense to go off sides there with the hard count. DeCruz takes a snap, looks down to his left, quick pass again on that out route. The receiver tries to get around 2 defenders, but is brought down. Still taking him down too.
And after all of that, it's going to be a huge 3rd down for the Hawks after being able to move this ball pretty well on this drive. Still not at midfield, but the way they've been moving this ball has been looking fine. But a big 3rd down with still a lot of time left though.
3rd and 11 for the Hawks, and it was that sack that we finally saw that Scorpions defensive line on this drive kind of do what they've been doing this entire game so far, which is to put pressure on DeCruz. We'll see how it goes here. 3rd down, DeCruz takes a snap, looks downfield, quick pass over, and that pass is just a little bit too low for the receiver to get.
And the 4th and long at this point on the field, still 10 minutes left. Your defense has been shut out pretty much, or shutting out the Scorpions pretty much all game. Of course, you do have to punt here, and they're going to have to trust their defense once again.
And the Hawks defense has 2 interceptions so far in this game. It's not a hard defense to put your trust in, 10 minutes left to go in the game. Hawks are going to punt it away, down 6. They were driving a little bit, but just stalled out right before midfield.
This is kind of looking like the Iowa and I believe Northwestern game earlier. 7-7 with like 2 seconds left.
Close game indeed. And the punt goes out of bounds, I want to say. And so the Scorpions offense will again see if they can. It really just seems to be the Scorpions need to get that separation from the Hawks because the Hawks just keep staying in it. And whenever a team just stays in a game long enough, something always seems to happen. And I think the Scorpions offense is feeling on this, even though they have the lead, there's still that pressure to get that score. And now you've also turned the ball over twice on interceptions. There's a chance if you do that again, that could be a pick six.
And at this point, still just under 10 minutes left in this game. I still think that the Scorpions will try and run this clock a little bit, waste as much time as they can. Not just too much, just run the clock, but just implement the run as much as they can, and then pass when necessary on the 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10, whatever.
And so we've seen this two running back set here for the Scorpions. Miller takes the snap, hands it off to Houston, and that Hawks defensive line meets him at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down. And Houston almost got away from one of those defenders, but couldn't get past all of them.
And with so many Hawks guys just all colluding, coming down on Houston on that play, not allowing him to go anywhere, not allowing him to fight off too much. We did see a little bit of a fight there from Houston, somehow able to stay up a little bit.
Wow.
Be a second down for the Scorpions, 2nd and 12. And if that Hawks defensive line can start putting pressure on this running game, which has had a lot of success for the Scorpions, you kind of do feel they can get momentum going back their way. The Scorpions are in the huddle right now. They break from the huddle. 2 receivers to Miller's left and right. My apologies, Jaden Guthrie. He hands it off to his running back, who's brought down. And Guthrie comes out just for that drive. He heads over the sideline. Not sure if they're going to keep him in there, if they're just going to switch him out with Miller. But on that one, that was Guthrie who was in there.
And it looks like Guthrie might be staying in here. We'll see what they decide to do, and it looks like he'll come back out.
3rd down for the Scorpions. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. 3rd and 12. Yep, Guthrie stays out there. Ray Lucas is the running back. 3 receivers to his right. Guthrie takes the snap, looks over to his right, runs to his left, has some pressure on him, and is brought down by the back of his jersey. And there is a flag immediately on that tackle.
And yeah, definitely just a very obvious horse collar tackle there. And as Guthrie was trying to roll out, just taken down, but obviously that is not allowed, and that was very, very obvious.
Yeah, just positioned in a way that as the defender reached out, grabbed that jersey, and yeah, you can't do that. And that's going to be a penalty. And these penalties have been so pivotal. These penalties have been so pivotal for both of these teams to be able to. It almost feels like every time there's a 3rd down, there's a penalty that gets a team back on the offense on a 1st down. That was on the Hawks, of course, and the Scorpions offense will now have a 1st down as they move downfield.
And still with 8 minutes left, still enough time for the Hawks to try and get a stop, get that ball back with ample time on the clock for them.
And if the Scorpions can keep a nice drive going, puts a lot of pressure on that Hawks offense when they do return to the field. The Scorpions will be at their 48-yard line. They huddle up. The Hawks defense awaits the offense to approach the line of scrimmage.
We talked about this, like who's going to go.
Guthrie stays out there. Ray Lucas, Houston out there as well. Handoff to Lucas, who moves up the middle and is brought down a couple yards shy of the 1st down.
And able to push that ball for a solid run on the ground there. Just around 7 minutes left. This clock is ticking, and we will see how much time the Scorpions take off there. But yeah, back to that flag. Just absolutely killer for a Hawks team that had a great chance to get the ball back there.
Yeah, it's important. That was a 3rd down, and even if that's just a sack around the ankles or the legs, that's going to force the Scorpions to punt. And instead, they move down to the midfield. Looks like there'll be a timeout here.
Yeah, we'll
And we'll head off to a commercial break here as we head there. The Scorpions lead 8-2 with just under 7 minutes left in the game.
Hello, friends. Vince Delicio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Nemiroff, and I'll be joining the Varsity Sports Show for the fall 2023 semester. Sports has always been my passion, and I'm looking forward to working with the team. Check out my Twitter for a variety of sports content at Aaron2Tons.
Welcome back. Salt River Scorpions here on offense. Second down. Guthrie awaits the snap. Two running backs to his flanking him. Quick screen pass over to his receiver, who gets outside of two defenders on the sidelines and gets the first down. Push out of bounds.
And I believe that was Jake Henry there again on the catch. Big target for these quarterbacks, for both Miller and for Guthrie. At 6'2", able to take that screen pass for a solid gain. It looks like there may be a flag.
Looks like it is a flag, and it's going to be on the Scorpions offense here, and that's going to push them back. So a pivotal play that was going to give the Scorpions a first down on a nice reception and yards after catch, but instead they move back and are now on their own side of the field again. Right at the 50-yard line, it looks like. And previously we had seen Caleb Miller as the quarterback, and now we're seeing Jaden Guthrie as the QB. Both running backs out there as well. The handoff to the running back to Lucas. Gets past one defender, met by two defenders at the line of scrimmage, and pushed out of bounds all the way from, I want to say, a few feet, and pushed out of bounds by both of them.
And somehow able to move laterally and stay up for a yard or two there. Looked like he could have got taken down earlier, but that lateral movement, somehow able to move horizontally on that field and stay up. Great job by him to stay up there, but still will be a big 3rd and 8. Just under 6 minutes left in this game. A huge 3rd down conversion upcoming.
The Scorpions head over to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback flanked by two running backs. 3rd and 8 at midfield. Hawks showing some pressure. End up not blitzing. Deep pass from the QB, and it's caught by the receiver, but out of bounds.
And again, just another kind of looping throw. Of course, by the sideline there, but another looping throw, allowing the defensive back to turn around, find that football, and possibly make a play on it. Of course, it was caught there, but just out of bounds. Still kind of a scary throw there.
Deep pass from Jaden Guthrie. And it will be a punt for the Salt River Scorpions. And the Hawks will get the ball back. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left in this game. Trailing 6. Here comes the punt. Nice twirling kick. Hits right next to the special teams of the Scorpions, and they touch the ball just shy of the 20-yard line. And the Hawks will get the ball here, and if they can match up a long, lengthy drive and get a score, that's going to not only will take the lead, but you're going to put the Scorpions in a hard situation where they have to match that.
And after being shut out offensively this entire game for the Hawks, I mean, just of course, just an absolutely huge drive for the Cruz, Williams, and company on this offense. And let's see what Coach Denholzer decides to do, how they want to run this drive. And I mentioned it earlier, but touchdown here, extra point does take the lead, of course, after the Scorpions missed the extra point on their touchdown drive. So do need a touchdown here. It really depends on where they are, how many timeouts they have. It looks like they still have 3, and what they want to do. Could be 4-down territory. Depends if they want to trust that defense or not.
As we await for the Hawks offensive drive to start, what we've seen so far from the Hawks in this half is to utilize their running back, who didn't get a lot of productivity in that first half. You talked about how pivotal that Williams is to their offense, and we'll see if they utilize him here. DeCruz takes the snap, hands it off to Williams, tosses it over from the reverse play and it's a deep pass from the receiver, and it's caught, but then as he went to the ground, lost the ball for an incomplete pass, and that was going to be an insane, awesome play if that play was completed, but just couldn't survive the ground.
That might have been one of the most interesting formations I've seen on a trick play in a while. They had 4 guys lined up in the backfield, which I didn't even know if that was allowed or not, but getting that reverse in there, the receiver looked like he was going to run it at first, and then just throwing it down the field. Looked like it was corralled by the receiver around the 40-45 yard line, but somehow as he's going down, it pops out. That would have been such a great catch and a great throw by whoever that might have been. I could not see.
So valuable.
DeCruz quick pass over on that out route to his receiver, almost out of bounds, but gets a few yards more before he's met by 4 defenders for the Scorpions who push him out of bounds. And on that previous drive, that was Elijah Peters who made that terrific throw. I wonder if there's a little bit QB in his past, maybe where he went to high school or not, because that was a great arm.
A great arm from the receiver there, and on that catch, Elijah Stanfield making that reception there, and it looks like that will be a first down.
First down, 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Clock is ticking.
Wow.
Hawks take the snap. Another quick pass on the out route. Juke from Peters, who is pushed out of bounds. Clock is still moving. 4 minutes, 16 seconds.
And I mean, just going back to the trick play, I love that play call by Denholzer in this offense. I mean, just absolutely beautiful play and almost worked to perfection.
Perfect timing on that, too. You're expecting them to start modest with the run game, but they go for the deep pass early. Motions his receiver over to DeCruz. DeCruz takes the snap and is bobbled and intercepted, it looks like, by the Scorpions, but looks like it was dropped.
I thought he might have had it that whole time until he smacked the ground in frustration. I would have believed that he had it this whole time, but obviously the referee down there would have seen differently, but that could have essentially been the dagger in this game.
And just great work from the defensive line to get their arms up and deflect that pass. Just did not go the Scorpions' way in terms of getting the interception, but it is a third down, 3rd and 2. 4 receivers out there for the Hawks. DeCruz hands it off to their running back, who's met at the line, and that's not going to be a first down.
And with the clock still ticking, approaching 3.5 minutes left in this game, the Hawks will have to implement some more passing into this. A lot of these runs that are just being stuffed right away, just wasting some time off the clock and not being able to go anywhere.
And Jared Williams has just not been able to get a lot of yards off those handoffs. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game. DeCruz takes a snap on this 4th down, and he's met at the line. He hands it off to his running back, Williams, who gets the ball, and he runs downfield. He dodges 2 defenders and is brought down. It looked like DeCruz was going to get sacked, but he tossed it over behind him to Williams, who goes down the field for a first down and a huge gain.
And that definitely has to be the play of the game so far. I mean, looking like that could have just been the end of the game right there. DeCruz, like you said, handed off to Williams. Kind of a little pitch or handoff. Couldn't see exactly what it was. I thought he might have pitched it, wasn't sure. But able to take that all the way down the field.
I think you're right. I think it was a pitch. DeCruz looks downfield, and there's an open receiver for a touchdown right in the middle of the end zone, untouched. And there is a flag on the play. We'll see who that is against.
And while we're waiting for that call, it looks like that was Elijah Stanfield there on that catch.
He was just doing a streak down the middle of the field. He was wide open in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown.
And great throw there by DeCruz to hit him in stride as we wait for this call.
We'll see what the call is here.
No, I think it's gonna be a touchdown. I think
What a change of events after that fourth down.
But the Hawks defense did such a good job of just keeping the offense in the game, and the offense just had at one point just had to make it work. And now if this is a touchdown, it'll be a tie game, and the Hawks can take the lead on a successful PAT. We'll see what happens here on this call. If they push them back. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hawks, but I don't know if that was on the celebration from the score.
assess that. I think they're assessing it on the kickoff. All right, how much can you pan to the right, Parker?
So the scoreboard still says 8-2.
Scoreboard here.
Wait.
8's here. 8-8 here. The touchdown will stand.
Oh, it did?
And it looks like they will go for the PAT.
Oh, wait. No,
So
the touchdown did count.
So the possible go-ahead PAT, I think that the defense might get to decide if they want it on the PAT or the kickoff. On the PAT is a lot bigger, of course.
That's a great point. And that penalty, that unsportsmanlike penalty, affects this big time because this is for the lead.
And that, I mean, couldn't tell who that was on the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but it has to be one of the most unfortunate penalties we've seen so far, and the worst timing one, of course.
Yes, we didn't see who it was on that penalty at all, but it's good. It sets your kicker up in a much tougher position now to take the lead in this game, and you're coming off such a huge play. Of course you're excited. Of course you feel like you've just you feel like you just took the lead, but in reality you didn't. And we'll see if they can still take the lead here on this kick.
Do they want to assess it on the point after try, which actually can be really big, or do you want to assess it on the kickoff?
And I mean, overall, just what an exciting drive that they just had there. And again, that fourth down, able to get that 40-plus yard play, the beautiful touchdown pass from DeCruz to Stanfield to tie up the game, pending this extra point.
So just to catch you up, so what set up that touchdown pass was what looked like a for sure sack and a turnover on downs for the Salt River Scorpions, but instead Hawks quarterback Isaiah DeCruz pitches it over to his running back Williams, who gets a big gain, and then they match it up with that touchdown pass. So now we'll see if they can complete this PAT and take the lead for the Hawks.
This is an interesting formation here.
Alston Garcia, I believe, is the kicker. The snap is sent. The kick is good. It was looking like it was going to fall short of the goalpost, and it just sneaks over the goalpost. And the Gila River Hawks, who have not led once this game, now lead with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left with a 1-point lead.
And we said already, what an insane change of events. Amazing drive. Yeah, and you said after all these stops in this game that somewhere, somehow, it has to break offensively, and that's how it did on this last drive for the Hawks, especially with that kick just sneaking by. What a crazy drive and what a crazy game so far, especially these last few minutes.
And for 57 minutes of this game, the Salt River Scorpions have had the lead. They've cruised by with their defense holding up, with their offense just taking time off the clock. And now, for the first time, the pressure is now on the Scorpions. And so how do they react here? All right, we will. And 32 seconds left to go in the game.
I'll go down after the game.
32 seconds left to go in the game. The Hawks lead 9-8.
What? see that. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm on Shay. Sorry, I was Bobby and Aaron were talking.
Jace Hudson sets the kick, and I believe he was the one that had that kick as well.
All right. That's gonna be an interesting.
That PAT. The Salt River Scorpions take the ball, run to the right, try to evade the Hawks, but they are met at the line, and looks like it might have been a fumble. Might have been a fumble. The Hawks are saying they have it, and if this is a turnover here, the Hawks are in prime position to win this game.
And I don't even want to talk about shift of momentum as much because the Hawks have been in this game the entire time. It's been one score pretty much, or the entire game it has been, but these last 2 minutes, 2 minutes of game time, 5 minutes overall, huge switch of momentum in the Hawks' direction, and this game definitely could be theirs. Of course, they could decide to just get a first down, run out the clock, or score, possibly go up by 8 points.
And I mean, this like you said, this last 2 minutes of this game has been its own game in itself. We've seen both of these teams not be able to score, for a large part of this game, and now, like this, we're seeing turnovers, we're seeing scores right away. Just shows how quick football can just shift so quickly. But yep, it was a fumble recovery, and the Hawks offense will have the ball, and they now have all the power to run the clock down, while it was the Scorpions who were doing that this entire game as well. DeCruz is out there, the quarterback, has a running back behind him, Williams. Pressure from the Scorpions, handoff to Williams, moves to his right, passes two defenders, and it's a touchdown for Williams.
Finally,
Williams with the score.
Williams finally able to take that big run for himself. Nothing too big there, but taking out on the outside. Probably his biggest rush of the game for Williams. And we'll see what they decide to do here. Jace Hudson could kick it, go up by 8, or they could go for 2 and kind of end the game.
And just the Hawks trailed by 6 points for the majority of this game. And now they lead 15-8 after 2 quick scores from their offense, who just hung around, didn't make too many mistakes. Not to toss it back over, but the Scorpions, they played aggressive and they had 2 interceptions, which just kept them off the board potentially. But it looks like there'll be a timeout here.
So, Aaron, for you, I mean, if you're the Hawks, what do you do here? Do you kick it, go for 2, try and end the game with a 2-point conversion?
I say go for 2. I say go for 2. You have momentum going your way. You've had a lot of success so far. I think go for 2. Get the Salt River Scorpions defense has not been in this situation all game. They're off balance. They thought they were going to be off the field. Now they're back on the field. Go for 2 and see if you can capitalize and in this game.
And if they do, they could do it in so many different directions. If they want to run the ball with Williams, which has been getting stuffed up, but of course they did just break away with that touchdown run there. But so many big decisions here, or a big decision here coming up.
All right, well, we'll take a quick commercial break and come back here and see what they do. It's 15-8, Hawks.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Back here, well, the Hawks just scored on a run, and we'll see what they do here. If they go, looks like they are going to go for the PAT to make it 16-8.
Again, with the interesting setup where they're all just going to merge together.
Yeah, they merge together. Hudson, the kicker, awaits the snap. Snap. And it's blocked. It is blocked by the Scorpions. They do take the ball, but they're met in the end zone and taken down.
It is dead.
And so it's going to be the Hawks are going to get the ball. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the game.
Now if you're the Scorpions, like I said, 2:10 left in this game. Running low on time, still have, I believe, 3 timeouts, and You're going to have to move this ball quickly down the field, maybe get a solid return. Hopefully, for their sake, move them to midfield. But still, you're going to be pressed for time.
And
Score, got to make an extra point. Maybe go for 2. We'll see what they decide to do if they can get it into the end zone.
2 minutes 10 seconds left in this game. We've seen that they have timeouts still. They can still utilize those 2 talented running backs they have in Houston and Lucas, but that's going to be taken away by a large part because you have to acknowledge the time. You can't just run it down the Hawks' throats now. You have to pass downfield.
And what a exciting last few minutes. Of course, we went through it all a few times, but exciting last few minutes, and again, possibly very exciting ending to this game.
And we'll see if the Hawks can keep the lead here.
Then they start off 4-2. Like they should have lost to Colorado State. They should have lost.
Hudson, the kicker for the Hawks, kicks it. Nice kick to Hayes. Hayes bobbles the ball. It's down. He gets the ball. Flag on the play. He has some yards. He has plenty of field downfield there. Another flag. He's going to get to the end zone here. He's going to get to the end zone.
They did have that one big block, which I thought might have been clean. I believe they're going to call that a blindside block, so we're going to wait and see. But big hit. I'm guessing that'll be a blindside block, and then that'll be taken back.
Yeah, it's 2 flags on there, and usually when there's flags on a kick return, it's usually on the return team.
And that was a big hit that they had back there around the 20. It's on the 18-ish yard line.
We'll see what the call is here, but it is looking like it is going to lean toward the Scorpions, which means that touchdown return is going to be brought back. But we'll see what the head referee here says. They're conversing.
We're gonna be out of here by like 10. That's not gonna be the case. Okay, wait. No way. This is gonna count.
The Scorpions are celebrating. Their sideline is celebrating.
Offense.
And it looks like the penalty was on the Scorpions still. So that touchdown is going to get brought back. And the Scorpions will have the ball.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way that's
but it just won't be on that return touchdown for them.
Now we'll see where they decide to place this ball, though.
That's a great point. Right now, they're bringing the ball back. It's at about the Scorpions' 38-yard line.
And you still see on a lot of muff kicks like that, all the defenders are coming in. You can kind of take it at a good angle and weave your way through the blocking. That's how he was able to take that all the way back there. Of course, with the flags, it will be voided or taken back, however you want to call it.
I was just reminded that in that 28-12 win that the Hawks had against the Salt River Scorpions, the Scorpions were down 18-0, and it was Demarion Hayes who scored a punt return, actually, I believe. And when he went into the end zone, he did a flip, which hurt my back just watching it. But again, we see him have success here on special teams. It just this time didn't go his way in terms of the penalty being called.
And that was a fun one to be on. I was right on the sideline doing that camera when he was running right past me, and exciting flip.
Yeah, when I saw that flip, I was not there for that game, but when I saw that flip and I saw the recording of it, yeah, I was. It's superhuman what these athletes can do sometimes.
Definitely, and it looks like it will be
I'll tell you this, they get the touch.
Salt River ball on the 36-yard line.
Guthrie with the handoff over to his receiver. Just a short gain is going to keep the clock running. 1:47 seconds. They hurry up.
So I don't know if Miller's hurt or if they just took him out for now and put in Guthrie.
Yeah, not
No
sure
knowledge
exactly
from
what.
us on that.
Not sure if it was just a strategic choice or if it was because of an injury. We're not sure. Guthrie takes a snap, drops back, looking downfield, but there's pressure, and the Hawks get to him and sack him. We had not seen the Hawks do that this much this game, and now at a pivotal time, the Hawks defensive line is starting to pressure the Salt River Scorpions offense, and they will be taking a timeout here. And we'll go to a commercial break here with 1:20 seconds left, with the Hawks leading 15-8.
Hello, Arizona sports fans. I'm Lofton Lechner, and I couldn't be happier to be joining the varsity sports team as a technical director for fall 2023. Follow me on Twitter at Lofton Lechner to stay locked in for the season.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share.
Welcome back. Third down for the Scorpions. Pivotal third down. Guthrie looks downfield, move to his right. Quick pass, and is incomplete. Right on the sideline was his receiver, but just out of reach for the receiver to get. And now it is fourth down, 1 minute and 14 seconds left. If the Salt River Scorpions can't convert here, you figure it's going to go the Hawks' way here.
And one last play, one last prayer, or maybe one first prayer, really, for Gila River. For Salt River. Haven't had too many plays, down in this game really until this drive. But, of course, big play here, game on the line, 4th and 17.
You have to imagine the Hawks are going to send pressure. The Scorpions here with a 4th and 17 have to convert here to keep the game alive. 4 receivers out there. Houston, the running back. Guthrie takes the snap, has some time, starts to move to his left, looking downfield, jolts a little bit, and it's caught. It is caught. It is caught, but there is a flag. Xavier Quintanilla was the receiver there and potentially saved this game. It does look like there's an injury on the field currently and a flag. We'll see what the head ref has to say about this. We will take a commercial break during the injury. 1 minute and 3 seconds left. Hawks lead 15-8. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Ryan Sikora. I'm going to be one of the interns this fall at the Varsity Sports Show. So happy to be with you guys this year. I've loved sports for as long as I can remember, and I cannot wait to be with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and even some Saturdays all this year.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of varsity sports games? We bring you pre-game previews and post-game recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host, Kyle Cooper, and I will see you Friday night.
Exciting finish between the Hawks and the Scorpions. Hawks lead 15-8. Scorpions are on offense, though, approaching their end zone. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the game. Caleb Miller is back in there as quarterback. Miller takes a snap, moves to his right, looks downfield, and is just out of reach, thrown out of bounds to his receiver. On that earlier play, we saw Guthrie, he had to leave because of an injury, and that's going to put Caleb Miller back in.
And Miller misses his receiver there. Kind of through the off balance. If he had set his feet, he might have been able to get that more easily. But 59 seconds now at this point on the field. Time is not as much of an issue. It still could be, but not the biggest issue for them right now, as much as getting it into the end zone from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that catch was huge. Just not only changing the field position, but making it so you don't have to worry so much about time or go for a deep pass every single play. The Scorpions in their huddle right now. Ball is at the 26-yard line of the Hawks. Four receivers for the Scorpions. Miller waits the snap. Miller has time. No pressure. Deep ball downfield, and it's intercepted by the Hawks. 2 defenders there, 1 receiver heading into the end zone, and it was just sent straight to the Hawks defenders for an interception. And it's going to be a turnover for the Scorpions, and the Hawks offense will get the ball back with 53 seconds left.
Come on, Shay.
And you'd have to imagine here that the Hawks are just going to attempt to run the clock out, run the ball, not risk anything here, especially where their field position is at. As the Scorpions were moving downfield there, just that painful interception to possibly ice this game for the Hawks. And here, DeCruz takes the knee in victory formation to run out the clock. 51 seconds left to go in the game. And the clock is ticking. The Hawks were down 6 points for the majority of this game for 3 quarters. All that they had produced was 2 points due to a safety. And they end up in the final 3 minutes being able to score 2 touchdowns to end up winning 15-8, beating the Salt River Scorpions. Earlier in the season, the Hawks pulled off a win against the Scorpions as well. And they'll do it again here this week as the time ticks down 4 seconds. And that is the final. 15-8, the Gila River Hawks defeat the Salt River Scorpions. And that'll do it for our broadcast today. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have post-game interviews on Varsity Sports Show. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great night.
Coaches, the Varsity Sports Show wants to be part of your team in 2023. We have a proven track record of providing the most coverage of your teams with Thursday and Friday night football. We will spotlight your players with multi-camera game broadcasts, pre- and post-game interviews, and segments on our Saturday morning radio show. With over 100 games broadcast in 2022, we will be exceptional for your team. Call, text, or email 480-220-4629 or info@varsitysportshow.com.